Buff Nation, what up? BWB, my bandwagon buffs. What it is, what it does, and what it's gonna be. It's your man's Harry Billion. Family, welcome to the Liberian Perspective. Please do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. Make sure to give me the thumbs up and don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you can get the videos as soon as it uploads to YouTube. Hey, family, I got to go ahead and start this live stream so you know what time it is. That's all the work I got, baby. Let's work. Hey, man, welcome to TLP Live at noon. I am your host, Harry B. As it says on your screen right now, you are watching TLP Sports Club. Welcome to the show. In today's show, we're going to talk about Coach Prime's proclamation, or his promise, or not promise, but his expectations that he wants to make the 12-team playoffs in 2024. In order for Coach Prime to make that 12-team playoff, he is going to need an immaculate defense. So in today's video, or in today's live, we are going to talk about what he needs on that defensive line, the help that he needs to bring in order for us to be able to fulfill that expectation of making that 12-team playoff. Because it's not going to be easy, okay? We've been excited. We've been getting excited over the last week or so about the offensive line. The first thing we did was bring in Phil Lodeholt, the former Vikings assistant, who now is going to be our offensive lines coach. He is going to be infusing some energy into that offensive line. And then Coach Prime then rolled out the red carpet for several offensive linemen, starters, to just make sure that we put things in perspective. Starters from other teams that jumped into the transfer portal have now committed. Several starters have now committed to the Colorado Buffaloes to make sure that we protect Shador, okay? Because that was the number one goal going into the off season. So today we want to talk about the other side of the trenches, which is the defense. What is it going to take for us to make that playoff? I'm not sure if you've heard before, but you often hear that offenses win games, but defenses win championships. Now, if we're going to win championships, or if we're going to make that playoff, we darn near need to make sure that we have the right defense going into that. Because we are not going to be the best offense always, all right? When we do have a better offense across from us, we need to make sure that our defense is either the best defense that is going to stop them, or is capable of stopping any high-power offense in the Big 12. So how do we do it? We need to make sure that secondary is ready. We need to make sure the corners are ready. There's several pieces that we need to talk about today, all right? And some of the things may be critical, because I don't know that you talk about anything that's important without providing some type of critical information. So I'm not talking about bashing. I'm talking about taking a fine comb and looking through the defense and seeing where we lacking. And we got to make sure that those areas are addressed, or it's not going to be pretty in 2024, especially going into the Big 12 competitions. So we're going to talk about that today. You know how the show goes, guys. This is your show. This is the opportunity for you to be the expert. A lot of you guys are watching from work. I understand that. But I want to say thank you for watching with me. Anyways, thank you for being a part of this experience, okay? TLP Live at noon. This is my second week, and it's been successful. From the first week, you guys have made this whole show successful, and that's why I keep doing it. So I want to say thank you so much for joining me today. And let me go ahead and say hi to my guests, as customary on this show. So remember, guys, like I said, it's your show. Right at the bottom of your screen, you'll see call and email. If it's too small, let me know. But it says hot tips for TLPsports@gmail.com. It's hot tips for TLP Sports at gmail.com. So make sure you email me if you want to chime in on any topic or segment that we talk about during the show. You email me, I send you a link, then you click on the link and you can join the live show. All right? But anyways, let's meet the guests. Good morning, everybody. Timothy Smith, what up with you? Tanya K. Newman, what up? How you doing today? Hope all is well with you. East Coast, Cav, Brooklyn's in the house. What up with you? Viral Authority, Tuscaloosa in the building. What up with you? I thought that was about to be Sam. All right, Samuel Flowers, what up with you? Peter Investor, you in the building. Annie Rice, Greenville in the house. What up with you, Annie? Hosea, VA in the building. What up? What up? What up? Shirley Kimball, how you doing today? Hope all is well. Lamar Brown, Atlanta in the house. ATL is in the building. This is going to be a good show because, number one, defense is important. I mean, if you got a great defense, and I think the best example we have is probably for this season is going to be the Florida State Seminoles. Okay, the Seminoles had a great defense, and because of their great defense, when they lost their starting quarterback, they still went undefeated. Their defense held them down in critical situations. We had a pretty good defense, I would say. They weren't all bad because they showed up at some very critical moments during the season. And then they disappeared also at very critical moments during the season when we really needed them. So it was like the defense was Coach Prom's defense. It wasn't the triple ones defense. The defense, for the most part, was Coach Prom's defense. So I don't think that there was anybody on that defense that I would say, well, you know, what some people are saying, sabotaging the game or not trying to do their job just so we can lose on purpose. That's been some of the narrative on that offensive line. So, but I don't think we could have said that for the defense. If we had anyone from the triple ones, it's probably maybe just a few people on that defense, but not enough to say they made a huge impact. For the most part, that was Coach Prom's defense. So we need to address the defense today. Big Dog G, good morning. How you doing? So let's go ahead and talk about the defense. Let's get into it. Remember, you want to come into the show, you want to join the show, you got to email me hot tips for TLPsports at gmail.com. You email me, I send you a link, and then you join the show. East Coast Cav is starting the conversation with a super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. Talk about that kid Tyson Bordeaux transfer from Grambling, 6'5" wide receiver, tight end, visiting Boulder. Played in Snoop's Little League team, same high school as this Sean McCoy. Well, East Coast Cav, my Brooklyn brother. I'm talking about the defense today. So I don't want to spend too much time on the offense. And I don't know too much about Tyson Bordeaux or Bordeaux. I don't really know too much about him, but I'm glad you brought him up because now he's on our conscience. Most people probably already know about him. If you have your favorite YouTube channel, that kind of keeps track of all the players that are coming. I try to do that too here. So anybody important, I'm going to try to make sure that we keep track of them. All right. So thank you so much, Peter Investor. Thank you so much, Peter Investor, for the super chat. I appreciate you. And thank you, Kevin, East Coast Cav, for the super chat. Thank you, guys. You guys are wonderful. That's very helpful. I want to let you know that. That helps me a lot. So thank you so much. But yeah, today is about defense. Let's talk defense. If you follow the sport, if you follow the team, if you follow football, you know how important defense is. Now, obviously, the offense is going to score the points, and hopefully we can get a few stops, and then we win the game, hopefully, right? There have been times where we showed flashes of I would say, brilliance when it came down to the defense. Because at times in the season where we were just like, our offense just could not do anything, where we lost a lot of hope and faith, where we just felt like, oh my gosh, we can't do nothing. We can't move the ball. It was 3 and out, 3 and out. Our defense made watching the game fun. But then sometimes when it didn't show up, it made watching the game not so fun. You know what I'm saying? Yo, so Flick, what up with you? I think that's your name, Flick. How you doing today? So, what do we need to address? I feel like the defense is spotty. And y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, all right? Because for some odd reason, we focus everything on that offensive line and we put all of the blame on the offensive line. But you have to understand that offense may have to score, but sometimes if you have a really good defense like Florida State's, the Seminoles defense, you can really, you can beat some games because it's our defense that has to stop their offense from scoring. It's the other team's defense that sacked Shador. Because we have one of the best quarterbacks in all of college football. And as one of the club members, Janet G sent me some information about the quarterbacks that have been ranked. We have, what is his name? I think it was Joe Klatt. Joe Klatt actually ranked Shador at number 5. All right. Joe Klatt ranked Shador at number 5 quarterback in pretty much going into next year. He's going to be ranked at number 5. That's coming from Joe Klatt. All right, I'm going to show you guys the graphic in just a moment. But yeah, so we're going to have we're probably going to have the best quarterback. All right, but guess what? If our quarterback cannot throw that ball, if their defense is stopping our quarterback and always sacking our quarterback, then that's it. We can't score. And then our defense is not so good to where they can make a stop too. Because they're spotty. Some plays, sometimes they're spotty. They don't really show up on every down or every quarter or every play. They don't always show up. It's almost like, it was like we said, it was the cardiac kids, because we didn't know when they were going to show up. So what does Coach Prime need to do if he has aspirations of actually making that 12-team playoff? And I'm going to remind you guys that this ain't going to be no cakewalk. Please remember, this ain't going to be no cakewalk. This is going to be a battle. All right? It's fun to be a Colorado fan right now because we have a lot of hope in what we did last season. We can glean from because we did a lot of good, but man, the bad, whew, Lord have mercy. The bad was really, really bad, guys. When it was bad, it was bad. When it was bad, it was shamefully bad. So let me put up this graphic real quick so you can see. Do you agree with Joe Klatt's top 5 Heisman contenders going into 2025? And thanks to Janet G for putting this up. 2024 Heisman contenders. Quinn Ewers or Ewers, whatever his name is. Jalen. J.J. McCarthy. Jalen, that's Mill Road. Oregon is going to be Dylan Gabriel. And then number 5 is going to be Shador Sanders. I think Shador is going to be number 1. That's what I personally think. I think Shador is going to be number 1. Because I think people, a lot of people were sadly mistaken, not understanding of the heroics of Shador Sanders, having such a poor line and then battling through that poor line and doing what he was able to do. I think people are sadly mistaken in not understanding that what Shador did was immaculate. What he was able to do was immaculate. It's not spoken about enough because I don't know all of the other quarterbacks on that list. I'm gonna put it back up. I don't know. Let's have a conversation about this. Any of these other quarterbacks that you see here, what was their offensive lines like? The numbers that they put up, because obviously you're ranking these quarterbacks based on their performance of last year or this season. So what was their O-line like? And what numbers that they put up, right? But anyways, we're not talking about the offense. We're talking about the defense. But somebody has to protect these quarterbacks, all right? And that's important. So I just wanted to put that in perspective. If you stop Shador, you stopping our offense from scoring, right? And that's their defense. So our defense, we need to replace a few pieces. So let's talk about them. Let's talk about the safety spot. At the safety spot, well, we had Trevor Woods and we have Shiloh. Those were our starters. Trevor went over to linebacker, and then we had Shiloh. Remember, Shiloh was actually kicked out of one game because he hit too hard. That's weird. All right. Let's discuss right now. What do we need to do to give Shiloh and let's judge Shiloh's performance critically. All right. What do we need to do? Like what at the safety spot? Because obviously there was nothing perfect this season that we just came out of. All right. I know the season's still going on. We still got championship games to play. But how would you judge Shiloh's performance in 2023? Now, he is the CEO of the Headache Gang. He can hit hard. Now, there's a few things that I would say about Shiloh's game, and you guys tell me if you agree or not. I think Shiloh needs to wrap up more. All right? Shiloh hits. He goes for that big hit. But if you time it wrong, if you time that going to hit wrong, especially when you got that guy running full speed, it's going to be a big, wide open run. And that never helps anybody. That's where we got major, like you're the last person or you're coming close enough, right? You're coming close enough to where you're kind of like playing a linebacker. You know what I'm saying? Like you're leaving your position where you're the last guy that we're hoping will stay back there. But if you're going to come in as a linebacker, we got to make sure that you make that tackle, that you wrap up. So Shiloh, if you're watching, bro, coming 2024 with our 12-team aspirations, we need you to wrap up. You got to wrap up. I mean, I love when you hit hard, okay? Like I'm all for that. But you got to wrap up. And I think that message can go for most guys that are on that defense. All right? In 2023 was one of those years where we were watching the defense and we like, why did not wrapping up? It's like the offense, the running backs, the wide receivers, those guys, when they caught the ball, when they had the ball, they were just doing immaculate stuff. And I'm like, nah, these teams are not that great. These teams that are making us look so bad, they're not that great because if you watch them play other teams that do those little things correct, or that do a lot more of those little things that we're talking about, they just made those guys look regular. So I'm like, wait a minute. If I watch these guys against Washington, if I watch these guys against USC, if I watch them against Tulane, or I watch this guy against that other team, they're just doing little things correctly. Like, if the guy's coming at you, I'm using my two arms instead of my shoulders. I'm not using my shoulder only. I'm only using my shoulder only when I have no other choice, or I know that I'm timing it correctly and he's going to go down, or at least I'm going to take him off his feet. Once he's off his feet, my help is going to arrive real soon. So that's the most important part. We got to wrap up. The entire defense, We got to go into practice working on the mechanics of wrapping up your player, because we don't want to see those big old runs anymore. I don't want to see that no more. You got to wrap up. But this at the safety position, because you are the last guy, because you are the last one before the score, if you miss that tackle, oh, Lord, you got to wrap up. Wild Dog, what you say, man? All right, Wild Dog says Shiloh spent too much time covering up other guys' missed assignments and pulling up to support lacking linebackers. In 2024, Shiloh and Trevor needs to be at safety. I think that's important. I think that makes a lot of sense. So the defense was lacking. You had let's talk about the strength of the defense real quick. The strength of the defense, I mean, it was not that much strength, to tell you the truth. Like, the defensive highlights were at corner, Travis, Trevor, maybe Levante Bentley at times. He had his moments. And then Shiloh. I think that's it. That's all I can count. That's it. I mean, everybody else kind of, did something, but I don't know that I can count any more than, like, that's it. And that's not good. I mean, like, for a championship team, for a team that has aspirations to make the 12-team playoff, let me remind you guys, or let me tell you guys what that 12-team playoff is going to look like. Let's look at this. If anybody's thinking that it's going to be a walk in the park, I'm going to show you right now. It is not going to be a walk in the park. It's not going to be easy, guys. All right, so let's put it in perspective. Right in front of you, I'm on the outside. Hey, guys, can you see me? Hey, I'm covering my face, but let's look at it. Look at here. These are all of the teams. All right, on this side of the conference, right? If these teams perform the way that they usually perform, or even perform like this next year, we gotta knock off one of these teams. This is real stuff. This is not let's get excited for Colorado football. All right, the black and gold, and we all good, right? So this is what you're staring at right here. These teams, the way that they perform this year, if they continue to perform like this next year, these teams are vying for some of those spots. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, that's the 6 on this side. Let me put the other one up. Let me show you how real this is. Yeah. And then we go to the other side. All right, these are the other 6. The reason why this is so real is because if these teams are going to perform the way that they performed this year in 2024, we got to knock off one of these guys. This is 1, 2, 3. Oh, gosh. Let me peek over. Hi, guys. Do you see me? Do you see those teams right there? You see Washington? All right. You see Ohio? Ohio State? All right. Texas, Georgia, Ole Miss. And is that Penn State, or is that that's Penn State, right? Who's the dog, or who's the Wildcat? Is that a nifty lion? You see that, right? So there are some other teams that their schedules that did very well, or even better to some of these teams, but because the strength of their schedule was not that strong, they didn't make it here. So that's Penn State. Yeah, that's the nifty lines. Okay. So that's the reality of what we're going to next year. That is the reality of the 12 teams. That's 12 teams, guys. Let me just remind you on the other side. This is the other side. All right. And usually these teams are pretty nice. These teams are not teams that are gonna like fall off like, oh my gosh, they're not gonna perform that well next year. These teams, because they won this year and because they consistently perform, these teams are more than likely going to perform similar. Maybe take a L every now and then, every here and there. But for the most part, those teams are going to perform. So, and then also think about the fact that those teams and the ones that were left off, they're going to re-up next year. They're going to ante up. And somebody was left out and somebody was put on, but next year they can replace that. So it could be us, it could be somebody else. So we got to look at our schedule. We got to look at our schedule and say, okay, we got to find, we don't make it if we lose 3 of these. I just want to make this clear. There's 2 teams missing off of this list, but we don't make it if we lose 3 games, and definitely not 4. Okay, we darn near got to run the board. That's just how it goes. We got to run the board because most of the teams that are in are running the board. This is reality now, guys. This is reality. This ain't no child's play. This ain't no, hey, you a fan base, so get excited. This is reality. We got to run the board in the Big 12. By the raise of hands, how many people think we're going to run the board in the Big 12? Raise your hand. Arizona and Utah are missing. Raise your hand if you think we're going to run the board in the Big 12. We have championship aspirations. So who think, we're still talking about our safeties now. We're talking about defense. If you just joined the chat, if you just joined the live, Coach Prime has an expectation. He said it's not no hope. It's expected that we make that 12-team playoff. So I want you to raise your hand. All right, so KCM is raising their hands. Raise your hand if you think that we run the board. I'm going to put it back up. Raise your hand if you think we run the board. Arizona is missing off of here. All right. Raise your hand if you think we run the board on all of these teams right here. This is real. This ain't no fake stuff. And that's why you come to TLP Sports Club, because we keep it real here. If we lose 3 games, we're not making the 12th team. I'm not saying we're not making a bowl game, because the criteria for a bowl game is only 6 games. You win 6, you win. You into somebody's bowl, okay? Sugarcane Bowl, Elbow, Mama's Grease Bowl, like, Louisiana's, Cooking Bowl, whatever. You'll make a bowl. There's enough out there. Black people need help bowl, whatever. We live in the hood bowl. Poke. Anyway. All right, so Samuel Flowers is raising his hand. Fitz Candle Coop is raised. It says 10 wins. KCM says toilet bowl. Vonda's raising the hand. We're gonna run the board. Okay. So if we win the Pac-12, we win, not Pac-12. We win the Big 12. We're in. All right. Just know that we're in. That's 12 teams. All right. So who do we need to put at safety? Do we think Trevor Woods? KMS says luckily 7. Okay, so KMS is not raising his hand. KMS is like, yo, we're not running the board. So we're not winning the Big 12. KMS is on record for saying we're not making that 12-team playoff. Not this year, maybe next year. KMS wants to see what we do. What we do in the what would you call it? What we do in right on defense. All right. So, do we keep Trevor Woods is he starting for us to make the playoff? Shiloh's obviously going to start, right? Because Shiloh's that guy. Shiloh got to be back there. He is the best prospect that we have back there. Trevor Woods, questionable. I would say Trevor's questionable at this point. To make the playoffs, Trevor's questionable. Who else agree with me that Trevor is questionable when it comes to the safety spot to make that to win the Big 12 for us to get in? Because Coach Prime says it's an expectation. So we're making it real. We're making it really real. The expectation has to be, to meet that expectation, you got to run the board in your conference. Ain't nobody getting in not running the board in your conference. You got to run it. You have to. Florida State ran the board and went 13-0 and did not make it. All right? 13-0 did not make it. Now, I know that Coach Prime is the guy, is our guy, our guy's the guy that their guy's always talking about. But you lose 3-4 games, I don't know how many prayers you're gonna need to get in. There's no way. There's no way, because guess what? Other schools are gonna be going undefeated. They're gonna be re-upping. The schools that are in right now, because they had a winning season, a lot of transfers, a lot of recruits are flocking to those schools. And I'm talking about 4 or 5-star players are going to those schools, because whenever you win, your recruitment kind of goes up whenever you win. Because all you got to do at that point when you go recruit is just look at the last season. Just say, hey, look at our season. It's not a big sell if you're winning. It's an easy sell. Everybody wants to be at a winning program. So when you win, it's not a big sell. It's usually when you're not necessarily winning and you don't have other pieces that other people can trust, that you have a hard time recruiting. Because at the recruiting table, you got to guarantee me that you got other pieces that are going to support me. I can't be the only dog on that team, right? My mom is sitting right there. My dad's sitting right there. And you know what my dad is thinking. My dad is like, bro, I'm trying to get my son to the NFL. Your line ain't good enough. I watched you this season, and I saw how many daggone tackles y'all missed. So show me other pieces that you're getting to give me confidence to come to your team. So in the next couple of days, Coach Prime is going to be rolling out his defensive line, or the pieces that he's going to be plugging into that defense to make sure that we can compete in 2024. That is going to then, spell out the confidence that we need to be able to get the recruits that we need in-house. So we need another Jordan Seaton. We need to have a big flash. If we get somebody big, we don't know who's coming yet because they haven't wrote him out yet. But we need somebody big, somebody with a bigger name, somebody that can give us more like a headline that's going to instill confidence in other players wanting to come to that defense. Defense is not the same as offense. The defense is easier to get. Defensive players are easier to get than the offensive line. So we're not going to have a hard time getting defensive players, but we need a big name. I would say, though, Buffs need to have a better season. All right, Timothy, what you saying? Harry, think about this also. They play some of those good teams later in the season, so people are going to be hurt. That's a good point. So you're saying some people are going to be banged up coming back? If some people are going to be banged up, then that means that we don't have a full roster. Is that what you're saying? We need help with our roster. But I think just the same attention that Coach Prime is putting on offense, I think that same attention is being put on the defense. Because in order for you to have Shedeur protected, if you're putting so much attention on Shedeur's protection, you need the defense to give you the ball back. If you have a shabby defense and they're always scoring on them, they're taking the ball and using all 6 minutes of the last quarter to score or to run the clock down, we can't get the ball back. That's never a good look. So I think the same attention to detail that Coach Prime is putting on this offensive line that we currently have, and some more that are probably coming. Now it's gotten a little quiet, so I don't know if we're done yet. But that same attention that is being put on that defense, on that offensive line, we're going to be putting that on the defensive line. All right, so Ernest Smith is saying, I think Trevor's going to be good. He even plays some linebacker. When they get pass rush, he will be fine. Okay. All right, so Trevor at safety is 6 picks. All right, Wild Dog, I hear you. Okay, so what you guys are saying is that what I'm hearing is certain positions or certain people's positions were exposed because it was not a complete unit. That's what I'm hearing. So if we have a complete unit, then it's like you're not necessarily compensating for the lack of somebody else's weak play. That's what I'm hearing. What did you say, Dre? Dre said you need bigger bodies at defense, which will add more depth with Bishop, McNeil, and Cooks. I think he is hitting hard up front and linebackers. Okay, that's a good point as well. The way I look at it, obviously the trenches, you need big bodies on the trenches, but on defense, I think you need more lean bodies than necessarily just big bodies. You need more lean bodies. You need agility. We need agility. We need speed on defense. So I don't mind having like a high to maybe 100s in weight, but they're lean and they're strong and they're fast. You know what I'm saying? Maybe like low 200 pounders. I don't mind that we have those. You see what I'm saying? Like maybe like they're like 200, maybe like 210, 235, 245 lean, like just can get up in there. You know what I'm saying? Now on that line, I say that yes, let's get some bigger guys because obviously that's what helps the run. If we can stop the run, the rush, we got to stop the rush. If we can stop the rush, OMG, that gives the break. That gives the secondary a break because the secondary, I think they did a good enough job. It was always on that line when you saw Travis, not Travis, but you saw Shiloh, and even having to move Trevor Woods up, where that line was just lacking so much that we needed to have guys up front to stop the run. So when you get people starting to cheat over and the run is so effective, the run on the other side is so effective. the run is so effective on the other side that you get your defenders, your secondary starting to cheat up. Y'all see how important the run is? And I'm gonna keep stressing that. Y'all see how important the run is. Because the second that the run is effective, you get people starting to cheat over. And that's going to expose your secondary. And once your secondary is exposed, guess what happens? Then that makes passing real easy. Then now the quarterback is like, I see a hole somewhere in the secondary and I can exploit them. And guess what happened to us? We got exploited several times, many, many times this season. Because the run, our trenches was not deep enough. So we kept cheating over our daggone safeties. We kept cheating people over. By the time we cheat them over, our secondary got exposed. And then They're just throwing little 10-yard passes, 15-yard passes. Next thing you know, everything was just opening up. And it's like we didn't know what to do. At moments, we were just lost, discombobulated. We fix those things. We get a bigger line, bigger trenches. I think the secondary can hold up. We still need help in the secondary, but I think they can hold up. Now let's focus on cornerback, guys. Let's talk about the cornerback. All right, they need let's see here. Just be myself, they need depth, like Harry says. They need top tier players coming in threes. Basing or bashing program around individuals would never be effective. So we can't duct tape. We cannot duct tape the offense. All right, no more duct taping. When you have to switch out your line, your safety, when you have to move your safety to linebacker, that means you don't have no depth. I mean, it's just like you should have several linebackers that are capable of doing the job. Especially your secondary, your second string linebacker should be good enough to come and play. So why did we have to move our safety? And why did we have to move Tank? What's the name? Bishop Thomas to on the offensive line? Because we had a real issue with depth. We had no depth. So in positions, we had to keep duct taping. We had to keep maneuvering things unnaturally. That was unnatural football we were playing. It's weird, but that was unnatural football that we were playing. So we got to make sure that this time around, we answer the questions of depth. DEPTH is probably one of the most important things that we need this offseason. So don't get too excited. I want you to press Coach Prime. If he goes out there and just get one guy for every position, we need to press him. Coach, we need DEPTH. Bruh, no. Timeout. Call a timeout preseason. Coach Prime, I noticed that you just got maybe one or two guys. What are we going to do? Start duct taping again? We can't duct tape this season. If you have aspirations to run the Big 12, because you said that we're going to make that 12-team playoff. That's the expectation this year, 2024. The expectations have to meet the recruiting. So if we're gonna run the table, maybe lose one or two on our schedule. I think 2 is probably the max that we can lose to make that 12 team. If we go 10-1, we're in. We go 10-2, we're in. 10. Is it 10-2? 9-2. Sorry, my math is a little bit off. So we go 9-2. I believe we're in. Just because I think, I just think that we're in. Okay. Now it starts falling. Forget about it. We out. Just that's simple. Kendra Felder said, we need a guy that can play that old technique. 10-2 will be close. Yeah, 10-2. Yeah, 10-2 because that's 12 games. 10-2, we're in for sure. We go 10-2, we're in. 9-3, then it will be the other one. 9-3. My math is off, guys. Sorry. So, okay, Samuel Flowers says what? Linebackers are hard to find in a 3-4 scheme. Micah Parson don't grow on trees. Well, if that's the case, then what we need to do is we need to have people around them that are just as capable of doing their job. We need to make sure that everybody does their job. At this point, we're going to be at a point where if we're lacking in other places, then we're going to have to do the same thing again. Keep duct taping. We're going to have to start wiring people in from other positions. If you're lacking, if your position is lacking, what I saw a lot this season, Travis Hunter was cheating over a lot. I felt like Travis wasn't really playing true corner. Travis was playing linebacker. He was playing like, I don't know what you call it, when you have to go back just a little bit too far, a safety position. Like, I felt like Travis was just like compensating. Travis had to compensate a lot for the lack that we had at certain points in the secondary. because the line was a little bit too weak. So it's like, okay, if they're beating us in certain positions or at certain positions, then the beast or the dogs, because they want to win and they just have that mentality, they're always going to be cheating over. They're always going to be compensating for this guy. You see Travis yelling at Cormani McLean. You see Shiloh yelling at the linebackers. Like, bro, what are you doing? Like, why are you over here? That's not even the play. That's not the play that we just called. You don't even. I mean, how many plays do you call on the defense? You got like 4 plays for the defense. All right, you got like 4 plays for the defense, bro. You can remember 4 plays. Like, look at the daggone offense. They got over 100 plays to remember, and you got 4 plays, and you can't remember those plays. Stop playing with me, brethren. Remember your plays. Safety, linebacker, corner, number 12, new position. Like, I'm serious. Travis Hunter was playing mad different. He was playing mad different positions. So we got to be the aggressors. This time around, our defense got to be immaculate. To run the board in the Big 12, we got to be immaculate. It cannot be we're going to show up every now and then. We're going to show up here today. Tomorrow, we're not going to show up. We're going to take days off. We're going to take games off. If we take games off, it's going to be an early departure for us. Early. All right, I'm going to send you the link. Give me a second. I'm going to send you the link right now. I got an invitation. Somebody want to join the chat. Somebody want to go ahead and join the conversation. Colorado will have an early departure if we don't run the ball. If we come out and we don't run the ball, we're going to have an early departure. You can kiss that whole 12-team situation. You can kiss it goodbye. Because teams are going to be running the ball heavy in the Big 12. They're going to run the ball heavy. All right? So that's something to think about. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me go ahead and send this link. Had to turn my heater off because it was getting a little too hot in here. All right, so I just sent the invitation. We should have somebody joining the show real soon. DB, the invitation is sent. All right, let me go to let me find something here. Hopefully I can find it. Give me a second, guys. We need to make sure that we are able to stop some of these high power offensive that we're going to be facing, because it ain't going to be no situation where we're just running teams. Now, last year we had one team, which was Stanford. All right. We had one team that we were able to at least dominate the first half. Now, do we do that again? I have no idea if we do that again. No idea. If we can find, I don't know how many teams are going to be able to dominate this year. If we get a couple of teams that we can dominate, Coach Prime will definitely dominate. But it's not going to be that many teams that you dominate. So where are we going to find it? We got to find it somewhere. So Flick says we have an advantage over most teams because we have altitude. Um, well, we didn't really take advantage of that the 2023 season. I don't know that altitude really made us do anything special. I think our most pressing need is going to let me give you this. Our most pressing need is going to be we need a a cornerback, and we need another safety. And not just any person, all right? Because I don't know if Cormani McLean is going to be ready to be like a Travis Hunter next season. So we need another Travis Hunter. I would dare to say we need two more. We need two more Travis Hunters. We cannot lack at the corner position. We need depth at the corner position. So we need two more Travis Hunters. All right. Because Cormani came into himself, because he became a man on that field, we watch him become a man. I know that he can be a role player, not a starter. Cormani is not ready to be a starter, especially going into the Big 12 play. And we having aspirations, and he has not learned how to tackle yet. So Cormani, he may can cover some, but every play we need him to, he was getting beat on too many important plays. So I kind of take him out of the rotation as far as a starter is concerned. So we get two more Travis Hunters. That means you have two lockdown corners, and you have a backup, or you have two backups. One is going to be another Travis Hunter, and the other is going to be Cormani McLean. And the reason why you need another Travis Hunter is exactly the reason why Travis Hunter left. When Travis Hunter left, we missed him a lot. Because people are going to be trying to target them even more in the Big 12. Now, we're doing the same things we did last year, where there's heavy media coverage. With all of these additions that we're getting, the heat is back on us. The target is going to be even bigger now. So keep in mind the Henry Blackburns. I think there's going to be more Henry Blackburns. People are going to be targeting these players. Some people just don't like the fact that they're shining. All right? So there's going to be a lot more of those situations. So we need, even if nobody gets hurt, we need depth. Because people get gassed, people get tired. Situations happen to get ankles get rolled over. You know what I'm saying? They got to come out of the game for whatever reason. They hit too hard, or they got angry, and it did something that got them disqualified out of the game. So if we get one player, if we only depending on one player, like we got Shiloh, he's out of the game, we're done. Travis Hunter, he's out of the game, we're done. Shador's out of the game, we're done. Like, that's why we need depth. That's why Coach Prime says, I'm going out to find somebody who's older quarterback that has experience that can back up Shador. We need that. It's important. You can win with what we currently have. So at the defensive position, my prescription for the corner position, we need two more Travis Hunters. At the safety, we need one more Shiloh. We need one more Shiloh at the safety. All right? And then at linebacker, Levante's gone, right? He was a senior, right? Wasn't Levante a senior? So Levante's gone. We need, I guess we just need to replace that whole unit. We need more linebackers. So Mr. Seven says, but Travis won't get hurt, right? Laughing out loud, keep him off both sides of the ball, or you asking for it. It's a possibility playing both sides of the ball puts you out, puts more pressure, or more likely to have you hurt. But I don't know that Coach Prime is going to change that. Just being myself, you said, well, you basically just described CU's team. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think that is any secret that CU's team is Shiloh, Shador, Travis Hunter, Dylan Edwards. Like you can literally name the team on one hand, and that's not a good thing. It's not a good thing at all. I'm telling you, it's not a good thing. We gotta we gotta make sure that we have a starting unit. We gotta make sure that we have 12 guys that we can name. Okay, if we can't name a solid 12 guys, we're not running nobody's board. I promise you, we're not. We need players that are not going to be taking the time off. We need more dogs. All right. Jimmy Horn took time off. I'm not worried about the wide receivers. Not at all. I am not worried about the wide receivers. All right. But is Bentley coming back? Levante, I know he was a senior. He was a grad transfer. Bentley was a grad transfer. Did he come in with 2 years? I don't know that Bentley came in with 2 years. So I did not see his name in the NFL. Oh, you said Bentley is trash? No. He redeemed himself. Bentley redeemed himself. Like Flicks, for real. Bentley redeemed himself. Also, he got a COVID year. Okay, so he got 1 more year. Because I didn't see his name in the NFL, in the NFL draft. So he got 1 more year. He got a COVID year. Okay. Oh, Bentley's gone? You said he didn't redeem anything. I mean, he started off. Man, LOL, this pure comedy next year going to be fire. Yeah, but that's what we're talking about. If it's not comedy because we got to take a critical look at it. There are pieces that we gotta go into the team. Go into the team. We can't just say it's gonna be fire. Yeah, it's gonna be nice, but like let's go inside the team and let's look at what positions that are gonna solidify us as a solid fire team. Because I mean, where do you see the fire? I love CC. Where do you see the fire? Tell me where you see the fire at. I want to see where the fire at. Our linebackers didn't make any noise. We don't have breakout linebackers. We definitely don't have breakout linebackers. So my prescription for the linebacker position or the linebackers room, I said we just bring in all linebackers. Okay, so Bentley got another year. He did all right. He started off as a starter, and then he lost his starter position. And then I think out of necessity, we had to put Bentley back in the game at linebacker. And then he started like to do really well. And then I think he became a starter again. And he started doing this thing because, you know, he was throwing up the Q sign a lot more. We didn't see who we picked up like Wimbro. So, okay, I mean, I can't hold you out to anything right now because we don't know who we're picking up. So I'm not going to hold you out to anything. Right now, it's just predictions. But I'm talking about what we need to do to be more solidified next year. If Ali Gordon comes back to OSU will probably be favorites to win. What are you talking about? We're not talking about OSU right now. You're talking about them being the Big 12 to win the Big 12. So then what do we need to do for Colorado to win? What pieces do we need? That's what we're talking about. What pieces do we need to install into Colorado's defense to solidify us a win? Well, what's this? You talk as if we play Alabama, Michigan, and don't forget TCU. Bet Michigan in the playoffs. So do that. So don't doubt. Well, okay. So OSU is Big 12 favorites, and I was saying that Van Wells is going to OSU next year. So Van Wells is he's committed to OSU. So we're gonna play Van Wells. Y'all get an opportunity to tell me if it's the same Van Wells that left us. You'll get the opportunity. Kelly got defensive players coming from Alabama and Florida State. I mean, this video, I'm kind of doing this kind of too early. Maybe we should have waited to do this, but I wanted to do this to preempt whoever's coming. Because if we do this video now, or we do this, we talk about it now, and then we see the places or the areas where we're plugging in that we already talked about, then you will see the answer to all of the pieces that we talked about. So that's why I wanted to do this conversation right before Coach Prime started rolling out his defense. So Oklahoma State University, Harry. It's in on the Beavers in the Big 12? Are the Beavers Big 12? Big 12? They are, right? I know that Van Well. Okay, so when you're not talking about the Beavers, Oregon State Beavers. You're talking about wait. So Oregon State is not leaving the Big 12, the Pac-12. Van Wells is going to Oregon State. That's for sure. Okay, but you're talking about Oklahoma State. Okay, I get it. All right, so let's go back to this, so I can stop confusing myself. I don't know nothing about the Big 12. All right, so we got Oklahoma State's Big 12, obviously. So Oklahoma State is going to be the favorite to win the Big 12. All right, so if Oklahoma State, they have a pretty good defense, pretty good offense, who do we need to how do we make sure that we are the ones? That's what I'm talking about. So now we just made that clear. Thanks for making that clear for me. So so OSU, all right, so Oklahoma State is the team that we're looking to beat. All of these teams, listen, a lot of these teams are nice. I don't. I know. A lot of y'all say we're gonna run the board, and some of y'all raise your hand. You raise your hand. Raise your hand. Some of y'all raise your hands that we're gonna run the board. So we're gonna be running Oklahoma State, OSU. We're gonna be running them. We're gonna run Baylor. We have to run everybody, guys. We, I'm telling you, like to win, to go, to make that 12 team. It ain't gonna be easy. Like we gotta run this board. We literally gotta go 10-1, 10-2, and we're in. And I can't find 10 teams that we're running. You guys are more, Baylor is trash. Will it be trash next year? That's the question. Kendra Felder, Baylor is trash. Are they gonna be trash next year? What is their projection as far as how far they're gonna go? And then KMS says, do y'all understand? Let me put this up. Let me start putting some of these things up. Do y'all understand that the QBs Nebraska is going after? So imagine the weapons coming with them. So yeah. So you know what? Don't automatically think the teams that we beat last year, we're going to beat again this year coming up. All right? CSU is not going to be rolling over for us. I promise you. All right, so Baylor's trash. All right, so you got Baylor. Okay. Right. So Timothy Smith says, so look, the Big 12 is going to run the ball basically. I mean, heavily. Every one of those teams, and they have big running. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said, look, we have one of the best running back rooms. I don't think that the Big 12 has anything better than us on the running game. Cincinnati's trash. Cincinnati's trash. Will there be trash again this year coming up? So we got to run the ball. That's why I'm so like, man, I'm so reserved because I just feel like I still don't know if Coach Prime, he has not really like put his money, like Coach Prime has not come out to say, hey man, we about to run the ball. Can I get an interview with Coach Prime? Can one of y'all make this possible? I really want to press Coach Prime, man. I'll be sitting here dreaming like, man, can I just get an interview with Coach Prime? Because he still has not answered any of the reporters about the run game. He's skirted that question. He's waved that question off the entire season. Coach Prime never had a question. He's never answered the question about our run game. Hey, coach, can anybody just get at coach? I know all of the guys that have access to him. I don't know if it's a thing that everybody wants to run from, but can anybody just ask Coach Prime if we're going to run the ball, and please press him. Like, don't let him do that thing that he does where he waves you off and he tells you to go away. Press him. Like, coach, respectfully, can you please give me an answer, a solid answer? Will you commit to the run? And if we can get a percentage of what percentage of the run game will you have now that you are going into the Big 12, the entire conference runs the ball. So if you're thinking that you're going to come into the Big 12 throwing and you're going to be very successful, we're going to be sitting on our couches again, looking at those players, looking at the other teams playing. But we need to know, like, I have no idea. That's why I'm so reserved. He said they will run in the last. I don't trust that. I don't trust it. I'm telling you, I don't trust it. I don't know why I don't trust it, but I don't trust it. I'm calling Cap. I'm calling Cap early. And I have the right to call Cap. Straight up, forget about the fact that I like Coach Prime. Forget about the fact that I'm a Coach Prime guy. I'm calling Cap. As a fan, I'm calling Cap. Just because I want the run so much that I'm calling Cap all day. I'm telling you. I'm straight calling Cap on that. I don't believe this statement right here. Coach Prime said they're going to run the ball. They're going to focus on run more. I don't believe it. I'm calling Cap. It's just that's just how I feel, because it's like we knew that we needed to run the ball mid-season. When you said we were one-dimensional, all right? When you said we were one-dimensional, you knew we needed to run the ball. So the reason why I'm calling Cap is because when you found out we needed to run the ball to be multi-dimensional, why didn't you run the ball? Can anybody ask that question? Any of the guys in the press, can you ask that question? Hey, I know that would be disrespectful to do that, but still, like, come on. Like, when you found out we were one-dimensional, why didn't you put more focus on the run? If that's the case. Now you're telling me preseason that we're going to focus on the run more, and I'm supposed to believe that? I call Cap. Okay, Kendra. All right, so I'm with you. Okay, so this is you thought, okay, so Kendra, you're saying that because Coach Prime didn't really trust the O-line, that he just didn't trust to run the ball because he didn't trust the O-line. Okay. You know what? That's plausible, and I can go with that. I'll go with that if that's the case. All right. So if it's fair to say, if Coach Prime knew he had more intel on that O-line, because he did. He's obviously the head coach, right? If Coach Prime had more intel on that O-line and knew something that we didn't know, and he knew that the O-line was not doing their job, and that's one of the reasons why he was like, you know what? It's safer for us to do something or to accomplish something. It's safer to throw the ball. If that was his reasoning in his head, then I can say, okay, fine. If he's bringing in that O-line, the new O-line, install them, and then that's going to give him the confidence to run the ball more and be successful, then I would say, okay, I take my cap back. I would take my cap back and say, cool, I'm with it. All right? I say, cool. But if we're going to be doing the same thing that we did last season, I'm telling you guys, football is not complicated. We made it complicated by being one-dimensional. We overcomplicated it. We ourselves, the Colorado Buffaloes, we self-imploded our own and exposed our own offensive line. We did that on purpose. By not committing to the run or committing to more diverse play calling. So if we plan on doing the same thing, it's going to be very tough for us. Then the defense is going to have a hard time because the offense got to get off the field. The offense got to stay on the field. If they get off the field too early, The defense is gassed. It wouldn't matter how many linebackers we bring in. It would not matter how many safeties we bring in. All right? All right, I got a couple of invitations floating out there. So, all right, so the line was under. King P said the line was undersized. I think he knew that the O line was trash, but let's also blame it on the scheme. Shador, not a PR. Okay, please. I know I keep putting you up. You know, I got you, other guys. Can we all agree that RPO got to go away? Get rid of that RPO, bro. I promise you. The RPO is not Shador. I fully agree with you, Kendra. Shador's strength is not an RPO offense. Shador's strength is a more NFL style offense. I'm telling you, let that guy throw when he's supposed to throw, and let him hand off when he's supposed to hand off. That RPO stuff is not for Shador. I fully agree. I'm telling you, man. Shador's strength, when Shador goes to the NFL, yo, I'm telling you, I can't wait till that kid go to the NFL because he's gonna be so good. When they're installing the NFL, the basic football stuff for that kid, and he knows that this is a pass where I'm not thinking like, I'm telling you, oh man, I think give Shador an NFL, like, okay, hopefully Pat Shermer comes in and installs an NFL offense for Shador. Y'all will see 5,500 yards this year in 2024 for Shador. Just install a predictable NFL offense. I'm telling you, or place a scheme calling. You will see Shador, like, his numbers are going to be astronomical. It's going to be out of this world. A basic NFL offense, you'll see. All right. Okay, so Yardman, what you say? Yardman said the line wasn't undersized, people. There is no lineman that's going to hold up every game trying to pass block. Totally impossible to do that. For those who said the line was undersized, I mean, I got an easy video on that one. The video that I did on the offensive line, their size and their height. I did that video and I did the numbers for you guys. We had the average height and weight, and there were several teams that we were taller and heavier than. So, yeah, I mean, I already debunked that part. That's a myth. That one is a myth. Please say the truth that fans were and are victims of nepotism. The whole team is his sons. Travis is what? I think what you're trying to say there, just be myself. When somebody says, "Hey, man, you know, I take these kids under my wing I see them as my kids," I think you're mixing that up with the fact that, I mean, he has his son as the quarterback. So that's not. I mean, his son is his quarterback, and his son is his safety. So you're gonna keep saying that until they go next year. But that's not. I don't know that's. Why is that a problem? Let's say we give you nepotism, right? If we give you nepotism, what does it do? What does nepotism do to the team? Because I would say this: if his sons were trash, right? Let's say they were the worst players on the team. Uh, okay. Harry B. Slinging Kool Aid again. There goes your running game. Okay. So let's give you nepotism. If his sons were trash, right? But he was focused on playing his sons, then we would have an issue with nepotism. But I think even throwing out the word nepotism, right? Daddy ball, if we're throwing that out, if you have your best players, your best player on the field, your best quarterback is Shador, your best safety is Shiloh. If they're balling, just like every other coach, you would have to blame nepotism on them as well. Because guess what? Every coach in football or every coach on any team, they stick to their best players. And they would do any and everything they can to get that person healthy or to put the spotlight on their best players. Because those are the people that's going to help them keep their job. Every coach is trying to keep their job. So they play their best player. So if we're talking about nepotism, then nepotism doesn't really take charge unless his sons were trash. Like if his sons were trash and we just sitting here talking about, dang, why is he playing those guys? Then I would agree with you that nepotism is a thing. But why is it a thing? Right? So why is it a thing? Forget about who he mentions as a dog. Who cares? Why is it a thing? Nepotism is not a thing because his kids are not trash. If his kids were trash, then I would agree with you. Then I would be having that conversation. I would probably go more into the conversation of, yeah, he needs to stop playing his sons. But if Shador's the best quarterback in college football, and then we have Shiloh as one of the best, I would say one of the best safeties in college football, because any team that he plays on, he will be effective. That's why I say one of the best. Before anybody comes from my head thinking like Shiloh's the best corner safety, no. He's one of the best. All right, he's a starter. He is definitely a starter, and he's going to make the NFL. So if that's the case, then where we go from there? Nepotism poisons the team. Family ball don't work. Yeah, if they were not the best players, yeah. So because they're the best player doesn't work. It doesn't matter, because even the guys that are on the team, they trust in those guys. They trust in their teammate because they're the best players. So you can't look at the best players like I got Michael Jordan on my team, but that's his dad coaching. I don't care. Oh my gosh, it's his dad coaching. No, you be like, we got Jordan on my team. That's how you look at it. You be like, we got Jordan on my team. And Shador would definitely be the Jordan, like for sure. He's a pocket quarterback. Yeah, Shador is definitely a pocket quarterback. He stays in the pocket too much. I think I've kind of like exhausted that. He needs to step inside the pocket more. So, all right. So we talked about the safety position. We talked about bringing in a whole new linebacker unit. Right? Safeties. We need 2 safeties. We need 2 more Travis Hunters. All right, and then Cormani is going to play coming off the bench. All right, he's gonna replace somebody who needs to catch a breath, but then they got to take him out. Not too many snaps for Cormani. So we covered we need one more Shiloh. We covered the safety position. Linebackers bringing a whole new. We bringing 2 more Travis, and so the next position that we want to handle, we obviously know that we need to handle the trenches. As far as the trenches is concerned, who are we replacing? All right, are we replacing the entire core? Are we taking everybody off the trenches, off that defensive line, and saying we need to bring in a whole new unit? Let me hear from you about that defensive core, the trenches. You think Caleb Williams fought for a spot at USC? Cormani's not starting next year. No way. Cormani this doesn't start next year. I would make that argument all day. Cormani's not starting next year. Indian Carter, no way he starts next year. He's not ready. He comes off the bench. He gets a few snaps, but he's not starting. Nope. I'm gonna tell you right now. Kim B, what up with you? These people are crazy about Cormani McLean. How you feel, Kim B? How you feel about Cormani McLean? Who's starting over him? Somebody new. They're gonna bring in a dog. Nah. That's fine. That's okay, but he's not a starter. I'll put it this way. If we are going to the 12 team, Cormani's not in the lineup. Not as a starter. How many of y'all want to put money on this? Nah, I can't put money on it. I'm not a bettor. I can't bet like that. But I'm telling you. I'm telling you right now, Cormani's not starting. You got to bring in 2 more Travis Hunters. If you have aspirations, I'm just telling you the truth. Like, just look at the facts. If you have aspirations, look at Florida State. I started off the show with that. Look at Florida State. This ain't no feelings. We're taking feelings all the way out of it. How we feel about him, what he came in as a 5-star. And I'll tell you this, if Jordan Seaton sucks, he's not starting. With my Liberian, let me switch to Liberian language. Hey, my people, am I putting myself in trouble? Our wonderful Jordan Seaton, if he sucks, my people, we starting him. Hey, y'all, what y'all thinking? My people, Jordan Seaton is 5-star plus. If he sucks, he's not starting. I'm going back to my American English, my series. Listen, let me tell you, let's be serious. Let's be serious. How many of y'all forget about what he's gonna do in the offseason? How many of y'all believe that Cormani McLean, like truthfully, if you look at it critically, from what he did in the second half of the season or the later half of the season, how many of y'all believe that Cormani McLean is ready to start day 1, 2024? How many of y'all can put your name to that? How many of y'all thinking Cormani McLean is going to start? No way. I'm telling you. You want to bet? A friendly bet, yes. The reason why, let me tell y'all something. The only reason why Cormani McLean started is because we were duct tape. We were a duct tape team. All right. We were a duct tape team because that's the only reason why Cormani McLean started. Coach Prime had no other choice. Cormani, like Coach had no other choice. What? Did y'all not see Cormani McLean missing critical blocks? Nah. To win? To win. I'm talking about dogs here. Dogs. Like, bah, bah, bah. Real dogs. Cormani McLean is a dog in training. He's not ready to take the starting position. Don't get me wrong. I didn't say Cormani McLean is not going to be good next year. There's a difference between he's developing into a dog and a good player than him being ready to start to be on that 12-team starting lineup. I don't know if y'all weren't watching the same game I was watching. Nah, you're not ready. Y'all kidding me? No way. No way. Okay, so you heard it here first. Cormani doesn't start next year. I'm telling you. He said, Minister Phillips said, so he's a pup. Yeah. Kim B said, what you said, Kim B? How? I guess I'm lost for words, and it's kind of weird that I'm lost for words. How many of y'all? How were y'all watching last year? Like, were y'all critically watching? Forget about the fact that we bigged up this kid. Forget about the fact that his name, his name is a household name on the team, and he was 5-star coming out of high school. Forget about that fact. Did y'all watch the end of the season when he was in the games? I mean, he wasn't doing that well. He didn't do that great. He was missing like critical blocks. I mean, critical tackles. All right, I'm gonna have to start a poll. Okay. All right, Waldo. If he doesn't start, he's gone. He'll be crazy if he goes. Because what Coach Prime is about to do, he needs to be a part of that. He needs to be a part of the dogs that are coming. Play behind somebody who really knows the position. You're getting training from Deion Sanders, from Travis Hunter, and then another 2 Travis Hunters come in, and you start learning from them, gleaning from them, their spirit, their dog spirit. You see how they try to take over games. They're taking other people's positions, and they're saying, you suck, I'm taking your spot, get out of here. You need to be around that. And then maybe next year, boy, once you step into that position, once you see that, then you can be a starter. Like, he's not ready to be a starter, not yet. Let me see. All right. DJ Promo said, Kwamani is fine. Get a pass rush. We have the best secondary in college football. No. No, he's not. He's good. But no, that's not the answer. I'm straight up with it. I'm telling y'all right now. Listen, the show is what Coach Prime needs to do to be in that 12 team. Let me remind y'all, maybe I don't know, maybe y'all haven't had your coffee or something. Like, I don't know. Maybe y'all not ready. I don't know that y'all ready. This ain't a game. This is not a game. I'm trying to tell y'all. Look at here. Look at this. We got swept by Oregon. Kwamani starting with Oregon. I'm not talking about our schedule, right? I'm just saying. If you look at here, guys, we got to knock off one of these teams. Who are we knocking off with Kwamani starting? Put the other one up, Harry B. Somebody got to get out of here. These are the 12 teams. If it stays this way, these are the 12 teams next year. We got to knock off one of these guys. One of these guys got to go for us to get in. This is 12 teams. You see what I'm talking about? Like, look at it critically. Don't be emotional. I know Colorado's our team. Don't be emotional, though. Look at it critically. Who's going? Who gets off this list? Who we knocking off this list with Kwamani as the starter? Please be real, guys. Please be real with me. Are y'all joking with me? Like, are y'all trolling me? Are y'all trolling me? Yeah, Harold Mitchell said I didn't know anything. He's back for my comedy. Harold Mitchell is back for my comedy. He's the guy that said that I don't know anything about football. So your analyst is actually Cap. Okay. So who we're knocking off that list with Kwamani McLean installed as a 2024 first game starter? Who we knocking off? Who are we knocking off? No, I know. I mean, you said those aren't going to be that's not going to be the same teams. I get it. I'm just kind of giving you an idea, like as it stands right now. So Harold Mitchell, what you're saying? Kwamani McLean is the starter. Since I'm a joke to you, I'm a joke and I'm a cap to you. Who is Kwamani McLean replacing? I mean, or Kwamani McLean, he's starting for us to get into the championship, for us to get into that 12-team championship. All right, Kwamani McLean, y'all see Kwamani McLean as a starter to knock one of these teams off. Right here. Because Harold's back to laugh at me again because I'm a joke to him. I think people are reacting off of emotions. I don't see it. Okay. So we're gonna have to see. You're gonna see. We need 2 more Travis Hunters. We gotta make this thing real. To be real, to get into that 12 team, we gotta run the board in the Big 12. We got to run the board. Our schedule, according to our schedule, we can only lose 2 games. We lose 3 games, we're not on that top 12. Because on the top 12, you, for the most part, in the playoff, you will have maybe a couple of one-loss teams. One loss. And the only reason why I'm saying if we lose 2, we might get in is because of Deion Sanders. But you got to make a strong argument why Coach Prime gets in at 10-2. And it's because he's a draw. Because he's a big name. That's why you put him in. But for the most part, only 1 game. We got to only lose 1 game to get in. Like we lose 1 game, we're sure in. We lose 2 games, I say we're in, but it's only because of Coach Prime's name. All right? So if we go 10-1, we're in. Mostly one-loss teams. Most one-loss teams are in, right? Okay, so we got to run the board. We can't lose like 10-2, 10-3. I mean, 9-3. We're not getting in. All right, so Yardman says, Harry, apart from Travis Hunter interceptions, Cormani was better in coverage. Hunter got owned by bigger receivers, especially from the line of scrimmage. I didn't see it. I did not see that. You can only say that Travis got owned when he was sick. When Travis was sick, he came back from his injury. That's the time we saw him exposed. Okay, Mr. Football. So with the new playoff, we get in. I get that. We win the conference. We in. We got to run the board. We got to run it. So we see us running it with Cormani McLean installed as a starter. I don't see it. I don't see it. We need 2. My prescriptions again. We need 1 more Shiloh on in the safety spot. We need 2 more. 2 more Travis Hunters. Because we need another lockdown corner. That's not Cormani McLean. We don't have another lockdown corner. We do not have another lockdown corner. So we need 2 more to have DEPTH. 2 more. 1 more gets you Travis on the other side. Another Travis on the other side. We got 2 lockdown corners. And then we need another Travis on the bench with Cormani, who then are going to come in and rotate. That's my prescription. Even with my, according to Harold Mitchell, with my lack of football knowledge. You don't have depth, you're not winning jack. But he knows more than me. All right. So that's one more Shiloh with Trevor Woods and Shiloh. I believe the whole linebacker crew. All right. We need to replace that whole room. Okay. If Bentley comes back, I say he got to compete for a starting spot. If he comes back, we know at least he can play the game. We know at least he knows the defense. He can play with us, so we know he can play. So now if he competes, now we know we have depth. But we got to replace the whole squad. That's my prescription for that. Hunter needs to focus on one position more this season if he plans to go into the league. Shiloh can't wrap up, only hit. That's not being a complete corner, bro. Shiloh can't wrap up, only hit. That's not being a complete corner. Shiloh's not a corner. Shiloh's a safety. Okay, you said, or safety, I should say. The whole linebacker room is gone. The trenches, nobody can stop the run. So I don't know. I don't even know anybody's name on the daggone trenches in on the defense. I don't know anybody's name. Like, I don't know what we were doing. The run we could not stop. So my predictions, I'm telling you, we need 2 more Travis Hunters. If we play, guys, I'm telling you, look, Florida State had the best defense. Their defense was what kept them in the season and going 3-0 when they lost, when they had to now play their third string quarterback. Their third string quarterback they had to play. And it was only because of their defense that they went 13-0. And what I saw this year, what my eyeballs and my analytical skills saw this year, man, we don't have a complete defense. We do not have a complete defense. We could not stop the run. I mean, regular running backs were running like Hall of Famers on us. That line could not fill the gap. These dudes were not doing sweeps. There was no jet sweeps. There was nothing going on. It was straight through the middle. Blah, blah, blah. 15, 20 yards. Blah. Busting it for 98 yards. Straight up. Oh, and wait a minute. I have not even talked about our special teams. Oh, Lord. That's a whole nother show, boy. What? Special teams? Oh, my goodness. That's right, Peter. That is right, Peter. Bruh. I mean, there were memes that was starting to go up during the season. People were putting crossing routes on people were putting crossing routes. People were putting crossing lines on Colorado and saying, I dare you to stop this line. We need a kicker. We need a long kicker, not a field goal kicker. We got Jace Feely. He did pretty well. Then he got replaced by Alejandro Mata. So, but if are we losing what's the guy name? What's the Australian kid name? V something. I keep man, his name is right on my tongue, but I forget it. So for special teams, we need somebody to be able to kick the ball out of the end zone. Bruh, we're not running the ball back 98 yards no more. There's no way. We need a kicker that can kick the ball out of the end zone. Special team was horrendous, bruh. At times, I was like, wait, we had a duct tape special team as well. They had to put people in there from like, they're like, yo, who can play? Like anybody. Yo, this team was like, if you look at it, this team was a mess, bro. Yo, if we look into depth onto this team, I'm telling you, we will have to, if you really look at it, if I was to do a documentary, taking everything, like I wish I could do that. Like, how do we do AI? Where we can take every game and look and do a critical look at every position, right? If anybody know how to use AI, like Chat GPT or whatever, if you know how to use these AI programs, if we can take every game and do a simulation of Colorado's game and look at every position, like you will see how duct tape of a team that this team was. And then we have to say, well, if that's the case, then well, dang, we gotta promote Coach Prime. That's a better coach than we said that he was. How was he able to hold it together? Oh man. Indian Carter said they didn't allow a touchdown on special teams. Oh, so that means you didn't watch every game. Indian Carter, you didn't watch every game. Yo, email me. Oh, did you email me already, Flick? Okay, here it goes. Give me a second. You didn't watch that 98-yard touchdown kickoff return? Was it a 100-yard kickoff return? I emailed like 2 people already. That you'll be the third person. You didn't see that? What was a 100-yard kickoff return? Oh man, you didn't watch every game. Indian Carter, you did not watch every game. We had a kickoff return for a touchdown. You didn't see that game. Colorado has returning. What happened to Mata don't miss? Didn't Mata miss like 1? I mean, Mark Vassett was really good, and that's his name. I just remember his name. Mark Vassett was a good kicker, and he's going to be good in the NFL. But we need somebody that can kick the ball out of the end zone. You said which game was it? It was either the last game or it was Washington. I think Washington State. had a return. Yo, I'm telling you, our special teams, man, against Washington State, I think. All right, let me bring on my guest.
You.
How you doing today? Welcome to the show.
Hey, what up?
Is it Flick?
It's Flock.
Oh, Flock.
Yeah.
Like Waka Flocka. What up with you? Where you calling from?
New York.
Oh, you in New York? Okay.
Back.
So we both in New York. All right. So what up with you? What you got to say? What do you want to add to the conversation?
What other team in college got 2 lockdown corners?
What other team?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we can kind of look at everybody that's Florida State. Their defense is what got them in 13-0.
They almost lost to BC, Boston College.
Almost is not good enough.
They wasn't locking down everybody.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Every it's a pass happy league. Every team gets torched in the passing game. Every team.
But you agree that okay, a lockdown doesn't mean stop every play, right? You agree to that?
Okay, I know that. So how you putting that all on Camardi? Playing cornerback is the hardest position to play on defense. Absolutely. Travis got torched for 300 yards against Stanford.
But listen, this is what I'm saying. It's not that a corner's not going to get beat. My thing is, I'm not saying these guys are not going to get beat. You got to be able to trust them in critical moments. You got to be able to have a cornerback who you can trust in those games where you just know that they're going to do their job, and I'm not going to be out there wishing and hoping. That's the idea. It's not. It's a good corner. Komani's not that yet.
The best way to learn is real game time situations.
Well, we can't.
The kid is young. The kid is young. Who's going to start over him?
They got to bring somebody in.
He's starting at week 1.
No way.
Yeah, he's starting at week 1. He's starting at week 1. Hey, if we started Cooper last year, he's starting at week 1.
Yeah, but Cooper was a mistake.
Well, he ain't gonna be the mistake. He's 5-star for a reason.
Nah, he's not ready. Like, listen, forget about stars. Who cares about stars? I'm talking about dogs.
Travis was a sophomore last year. He's a sophomore this year. He's starting. Travis a dog. Travis a dog, but dogs get shitted on too.
No, that's what I said. Perspective here. We're not talking about the fact that football is a game where the other guys are doing the same thing they're trying to do the same thing you're doing. So I get it. They got good guys over there too. We're excited for O-lines coming in, and the other teams are looking at us like, bruh, have you seen our O-line? Like, y'all over there, y'all going crazy for regular guys, right? I'm just saying everybody else is ending up, and they're going to be ready to play us. So it's not about whether you got a 5-star or not. It's about, can you play the game and you be a dog and you have the IQ to know that this guy is lacking. You can go over like Travis knows that. Travis knows how to play the game. Is he going to get beat? Absolutely. But I need two more Travis Hunters. Not a Travis Hunter yet.
Well, Camardi he gonna learn from the stars, man. He got the best cornerback as all time as his head coach, and he got another star on the other side from him. So he should be good.
Well, I mean, listen, the kid played well. Okay, he played well. I'll give you that. But I'm talking about expectations. Remember, Coach Prime, he said his expectation this 2024 season coming up, the expectation is to 12 team. If I put up the graphic again, or like I put up, you see Cormani in that starting lineup?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like right now, unless they bring somebody, I don't know who the top corners is all around the country, but right now he's a starter. If they play today, he's a starter.
No way.
Who starts over on today?
Oh, we're not today because
that's what I'm saying. He played it. We can't talk about players that's not here. They still got to commit and come and work hard too. If we play today, he's starting.
What? Okay, I'll give you that if we play today, but we're not playing
today.
Okay,
we talking about today. We can't talk about everybody that's not here. We talking about today.
No, we can't talk about today because our season is over.
We talking about December 12th. Who here today? We don't know who coming in the future. We don't know who coming. We don't know what happened to them. Okay, we don't know who's gonna get injured in the summer, spring, all that.
Okay, so we play today. We start that O-line there.
We starting our new O-line. We got them commits. We got the commits. Who committed to us as corner? Who committed to us as a corner?
No. December the 12th. That's today. We ain't got no.
That's today.
Yeah, ain't nobody signed. Signing day is not on yet. So December the 12th, who we're playing that O-line?
I guess we playing that O-line. We playing Kamani too, though.
I agree with you. Oh, that's funny.
Facts.
Yo, we gotta bring in two more Kamani.
We gotta continue bringing in the dogs. I'm just saying. I was looking right now. He our starter.
Nah,
he young. Starter. He young. That means he gonna get better.
Yo, I'm telling you, we gotta bring in two more Travis Hunters. Listen, man.
I'm not going. It might not be two more Travis Hunters in the nation.
There is.
We don't know that. Who's doing what Travis doing?
We got two more Travis Hunter that we got to get. If we want to get in that 12 team, that 12 team is not a cakewalk, bro.
I'm not going to lie. Work hard, a little bit of luck, the right game plan, playing as a team, that'll help. A lot of teams, look, this is probably one of the, what you not understanding, this is probably one of the first college football seasons where I can say any team can be beat. Bama doesn't look that good. Georgia doesn't look that good. Michigan had a cakewalk schedule. Washington escaped like 6-7 games that they could have lost. Like every team could have been beat. Florida State could have lost to Clemson. They could have lost to BC. Have you watched those games? Like,
bro, don't nobody love Colorado the 2023 season or the 2023 guys more than me. All right, because I defended them more than anybody else. But I know that one thing I'm not going to defend is Cormani's play. I cannot put Cormani's play against other cornerbacks that play way better, that can tackle way better than him. I'm telling you, Cormani's not ready to be that dude yet. Not yet.
So who on our team besides Travis Hunter gonna start over him? Who gonna outplay him and do all that?
So this show is not necessarily about today because we're not playing no games. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're not playing no games today.
What cornerbacks we expected to sign then and commit to us?
I don't know. No, I mean, that's a good question.
Look. I haven't heard nothing about no cornerbacks. Like, I'm sure they're bringing in corners, but I haven't heard no big name corners or nothing. I haven't. All the guys we've been picking up our linemen, a lot of receivers, a lot of athletes coming out of high school.
So what about Mikel? Is it Mikel?
Yeah, didn't Mikel say he playing wide receiver first? I could have sworn I saw an interview with him with Cameron. He said I'm focusing on wide receiver first.
So
and he's a freshman too. He gonna be young. You think he gonna be ready to get thrown out there with them dogs, just like you just said?
This is my prescription. I'm gonna stick to my prescription. I know people keep saying I don't know anything about football, but trust me. My prescription: we need 2 more Travis Hunters.
Nah, we need it all. We need it all.
I don't know that we need it all, but
we need it all. We need it all. That's why them Bama's been winning championships because they had them all.
Okay.
They motherfucking third strings was 5 stars.
So, I can't compete with that. I can't. I want to compete with what we got. Our pockets is not as deep as some of those guys that's been around for years and they've been putting in that work. We ain't ready. We Colorado. We gotta take.
All right, yeah, we Colorado and we got Carmani McLean. That's what we got.
And what does that mean? What do you think?
That means he in position and he need to do well.
Okay. I'll give you. Let's take it a little deeper. And thank you so much for calling because you infusing some energy for me. So listen, let's take it a little deeper. Do you think Cormani McLean at this moment has the IQ of a Travis Hunter that understands that when somebody's lacking, he needs to take their position? You think he has that IQ right now?
No, everybody don't have a Travis IQ off the rip. Everybody don't have that.
But that's what we need to be.
Travis Hunter is a smart player. If you seen the interceptions he caught, he baited a lot of them quarterbacks. He gets a different animal.
Exactly, and that's
but he gets a different animal. McLean could be an animal too. He could be a different animal.
The operative word is could. He's not yet. Could. To get into the 12 team. Let me put the graphics up, man.
Brother, I saw the graphic with the 12 team playoff.
See it again. No, see it again.
That's fine.
Here it is.
We can't. We don't got a chance. We don't got a chance against Liberty.
What? Liberty ain't gonna be there next year.
Okay then. So let's focus on. Let's win our conference. We could get 9 wins and win our conference. Oklahoma State versus Texas with a 9-3 record.
We running the board.
I ain't say we running the board. We got some hard games. I watch a lot of these teams. Look, Kansas is competitive. Kansas State is competitive. Oklahoma State is competitive. Nebraska's a rivalry game. You see how close you feel me? Colorado State game next year, and then North Dakota State is the best FCS team. So we just gotta go out there and play and be cohesive.
Okay,
we gotta be a team.
Let me tell you what running the board is.
I know running the board is undefeated.
State, Kansas State, Cincinnati, Kansas, Texas Tech, UCF. That's running the board.
Yeah, I know what running the board
means. We've beaten all of those teams.
Competitive. We got to go out there and win because we could have won a lot of games last year, man. It just came down to a lot of little stuff, not paying attention to the details.
Not in that conference no more. We got to face a whole new demon now.
I'm not gonna lie. We do got a whole new demon, but I'm not gonna lie. The Pac-12 was better than this Big 12 conference right now.
Oh no, but you and I agree on that. That we can agree. I can definitely agree to that.
It definitely was.
Have more.
The Pac-12. The Pac-12 was nice this year. The Pac-12. Was nice
yeah. They have more ranked teams in the Pac-12.
If we supposedly supposed to be the worst team in the Pac-12, then that was a nice conference.
I agree. We can agree on that. But Cormani McLean's not ready. I mean, I can't give.
Hey, if he not ready, he got to get ready.
He don't have enough time.
You get ready with time. He got time. It's a whole another year. It's a whole another year under the belt, man.
Bruh, he needs one more year. He'll be ready.
What? Start playing as a junior? Nah, he don't got that type time. You ain't coming to Colorado to sit all them years. Hell no.
No, he gonna play. I'm saying starter. I'm saying starter, but not. He's gonna get reps. But to be a starter,
he gonna be a starter. That boy gonna be a starter. That boy gonna be a starter.
I got so many bets going right now. Okay, that's a lot of y'all.
Hey! Just like I said, if he start week 1, quit YouTube, man.
I can't. That's a strong bet.
That's a strong. Yeah. So if you feel that strongly, then make that bet. Stand behind it. Stand on it.
But why?
Because you feel strong about it.
But him starting is not that big of a deal for me to quit YouTube. That's not. Yeah, I mean, that's just starting. Like that's not anything.
that mean you ain't 100% confident. That's what it means. You ain't 100% confident.
That we need 2 more Travis Hunters, and he's not one of them.
You're not gonna find a team with 3 Travis Hunters. It's just not that no more. It's not that. Especially with the transfer portal and NIL, it ain't that no more. It ain't that no more.
Well, I think they're out there, and
guess what? All right, they out there, but are they all gonna play for the same team?
What? Well, okay, I'll give you this. You saying that Cam All right, you saying that Cam is not going to be that guy because he's coming from?
Nah, I didn't say he wasn't going to be that guy. I said I heard he was focusing on wide receiver first or something like that. Go back to the Cameron, the interview he did with Cameron.
I saw it. How his mother named him Cam and all that. I saw
that.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, the same way that Dylan Edwards was able to break through in the season, and Cormani could not. I think Cam can. All right, that's a little.
Defense and offense is different. It's defense and offense is a little different.
All right, so if we don't get a Travis Hunter, then we need a good corner. If we don't get another Travis Hunter, we need a better corner than Cormani. I'll leave it at that.
I wouldn't mind a better corner. That doesn't say Cormani ain't good though.
It's got to be better than what the production he gave us.
Hey, well, he's growing. He's young. He got time to grow. So I'm sure his production is going to get better. He's probably not going to be the same sophomore Cormani. Probably not going to be the same freshman Cormani.
Well, then he better learn how to wrap up, because boy, that shoulder tackling at 130 pounds, it ain't gonna work. It was what
Deion say? You don't get paid to tackle.
You don't get paid.
Deion wasn't a good tackler either.
What? That's Deion. That's Deion, not Cormani.
Hey, honestly, our whole defense, we don't got a strong tackler at no position.
Well, if Cormani wants to be a Travis, or he wants to be that next guy, then he has to wrap up.
Travis not a super tackler.
He's not, but Travis,
he's capable.
Travis IQ is higher. Travis does things. Travis is a game changer. He's able to affect what the quarterback does, and Cormani doesn't. They attack Cormani.
Hey, all right. So look. A lot of Cormani in the secondary problem should be a lot more mass if we get that front seven right. If we got a D line pressuring, if we get that D line pressuring, then we're gonna kill a lot of teams.
All right, so
them quarterbacks had time. Them quarterbacks had time back there, and they were still throwing interceptions.
Okay, so
you forgot who we picked off? We picked off Bo Nix. We picked off Caleb Williams. We caught picks the first 6 games of the season.
But let's say I will stand on, if the D line gets better and it can stop the run, then Cormani is not exposed like he was, because the D line was trash, right? Just like you're saying, the O line was trash and other things was exposed. I can stand on that but I can't. Of this moment, if they don't fix it, there's no way Cormani starts.
I ain't gonna say it's no way, but the percentage could go down. I ain't gonna say no way though. I ain't doing that. I don't know why you saying no way. You ain't put that bet up.
Well, the bet is
you put that poll up yet? Put that poll up. Let's see what the votes look like.
I can't multitask like that, but let me bring in Wild Dog, man. Thanks for calling in.
All right.
Take care, man. Appreciate it. Yo, Wild Dog, what up with you, man? What do you think about this Cormani situation, man?
Necessary, B. I mean, well, I don't know what some of these folks are smoking, but keep it away from me. You know,
Cormani not starting. There's no way he starts. If we're gonna get into the top 12, if we're gonna get into that 12. One of those 12 spots, if we're judging Cormani McLean's play from this season, if he starts, no way. I don't see it. I can't see it. I don't know. I don't see it. Not at all.
Okay, look. What did Coach Prime say? The only thing in Cormani's way is himself.
Okay.
So no one can, from the outside, can hype him into something that he's not ready for himself. If that makes sense, you know? So everybody, all that loud noise and racket about why isn't he starting Cormani? He's not using his best players and all this stuff. And okay, Cormani gets out there and everybody gets quiet. Shh, keep that same energy.
Because
there's plenty of receipts out there. You can't fake it. Keep that same energy. When you got quiet after he came in and they started him, you was nowhere to be found, nowhere to be heard. Just keep that same energy. Don't put no pressure on that young man. He's still in development. So this whole full season, this whole full freshman year is really at best half a year. Half a year. It was halfway through the season, before Coach Mathis was like, you growing up, I see your potential in you now. You're starting to dig into your potential. But half the season was over. He's a freshman. It is what it is. Oh, next year he'll be a sophomore. He'll be ready. Man, stop the madness. Stop.
I don't see it. Dylan Edwards came in and was able to produce right away. You can tell when a player is ready, like to produce right away. He starts a few games, and I think he started over Cooper after midseason. Is that right? Well, it was Cooper, right?
But still, even Cooper had some injury issues because we had poor run defense. So it's complicated,
And he's not starting over Cooper if everything goes well.
Look, I'll say that. I said it the other day. I'll say it again about Cormani. If we need Cormani to start, then it's not good for Seed. I said it about Seaton. If we need him to start, it's not good for us. In rotation, yes. Cormani in rotation, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
If we need Cormani to start,
yeah, starting off our Big 12 journey. I don't see it. I don't know. I feel like I'm being punked right now because what games did people watch to have this confidence in Cormani's play to be a starter? Like, which game? Let's point to a game.
The spring game. The spring game is coming. Before you know it, the spring game will be here. And if he makes, that leap, we'll see it. But we need to see it. As of right now, he's still very much in development.
I'm talking about which game the Cormani McLean that people can really say, oh, this game is the game that Cormani McLean was really like he can be that guy next season. And then Flock says USC. What did he do in the USC game that I can remember? Did he start the USC game? He didn't, right? I don't remember him starting.
It doesn't matter. Cormani knows he's in development. Mathis knows he's in development. Coach Prime still has him in development. If you're in development, that means you're not a starter. It doesn't mean you can't play. It doesn't mean you can't contribute.
Exactly.
And then people still on this hype because he's a great talent. But there's levels to this. You can be a great talent coming into college, but that doesn't mean you write off. Look for Cormani to come into him full self his junior year. Freshman year development. Sophomore year, perhaps still development. That junior year, that's what. Hey, go off.
Yeah,
and then you have the choice to go right on into the draft. That's what it looks like.
That's what I see.
That's what it looks like,
and it makes sense.
Because that's normal.
I mean, there are players like the Dylan Edwards and the what I'm saying, that kind of like and the Travis Hunters that right away they can produce. I mean, they can just step out there and they're not spooked. Nothing spooks them. Nothing gives them any type of problems. They can step in and they can be a dog right away. But we saw that Cormani McLean was not ready. Number one, his preparation stinks. Number two, you put him in a game and he can't wrap up. So he's going to learn that during the summer. You try. If Cormani McLean is in Deion Sanders' presence, let me just say this clearly. If Cormani McLean is in Deion Sanders' presence, the GOAT, okay? The Gold Jackets presence in the room with Deion Sanders, and he can't make meetings, and he doesn't watch tapes, you'll trust Cormani McLean on his own reconnaissance, apart from Deion Sanders, to put in the work that he couldn't do while he was with Deion Sanders? What? What we talking about?
I mean, we're just talking about basic fundamental stuff. I mean, I asked the question many times, but no one still seems to know the answer why Cormani came in late.
Who cares?
And then on the flip side,
put him to work.
And then the flip side now, with the high school recruits, we're doing everything we can to get them situated where they can graduate high school early and get to CU as soon as possible. Because it makes a huge difference. Like Dylan Edwards wrapped up high school and was here for the spring. That makes a difference. He was able to grind his way up from nowhere onto the scout team, onto special teams, and then in rotation, and then bam, he's starting. But he had to graduate early and get his butt here early and get to work early. That's the difference.
It gives you
Armani showed up late, throwing up every day. I mean, you got to look at the reality of the situation. It is what it is. And no knock on Cormani, but he came in late. You saw he's struggling, throwing up. That's even fundamental, just being in, Power 5 football condition. He came in not even being in the proper condition.
Let's
so
answer
you
this
got to
question
get
right
conditioned. You got to get conditioned right, and then you got to get into the scheme right. Let alone the whole fundamental things of growing up as a man, handling your business, being shadowed to class, then have to be shadowed to meetings. It is what it is. So the young man is still in development. But again, that's normal. Freshman year development, whether you balling out or not. Sophomore year development. You're going to start seeing full potential junior year. Junior year, you got an option for the draft. So and you can opt to go return for your senior year and try to upgrade your status or whatever.
That's normal progression.
It's normal.
That is normal progression. But there are situations where you get the Travis Hunters who are day ones. You get the Dylan Edwards who are the day ones. And then let's talk about Randall. Randall says, why you guys acting like you wasn't young? Dylan Edwards was young also. But we got to talk about normal progression versus overachievers. You get your normal progressors who are going to be, if you're not that dog out the gate, then you go through the natural progressions. The natural progression is going to be, okay, let's make sure you go to meetings on time. Let's make sure you listen to the coach who knows everything about the position you're playing, who's telling you, hey, Cormani, this is what I had to do that made me become prime. Because I know that the position you're playing is one of the hardest positions to cover, right? So you got to be able to work harder than everybody else on the team just because you have a hard position. Let's listen to that guy, right? But if you don't do that, okay, normal progression. Natural progression is freshman year, you get in a few plays. Then you get the sophomore year, you're going to come in, you're not going to start. There's no way you're starting with your work ethics. Your work ethics sucks. You're not coming in starting with your work ethics. And then you get some playing time where you start showing that thing that we saw in high school. This is where you get more aggressive. This is where you're now, your little bird chest is coming in a little bit more. Now you're becoming a real man now. By junior year, we're like, oh, that's him. That's the guy that's the potential we saw.
Yes.
Why is that hard? Why are we crazy for saying that? That's what everybody has to do. Like, if you're not a Dylan Edwards or a Travis Hunter coming straight and be ready to do that, then that's your natural progression. Are we crazy for saying that?
No, but let me temper it by saying to folks, listen. You haven't seen the best of Dylan Edwards. Dylan Edwards is in development. Has it reached his full potential? No way. And then you think Travis Hunter is off the hook. Like, what else can this guy do? Travis Hunter has basically lost a whole season because of injuries. When he was at JSU, he lost games because of injury, recovering from the surgery he had to have coming out of high school. Then he lost games last year. So if you put the games that he's lost because of injury, Travis Hunter is still in development. He's balling out. Yeah, he's starting, but you haven't seen his full potential yet. This upcoming year, I'm trying to tell you something, right? We're not knocking Cormani. The same process is for everybody, right? The NFL is looking for you to see your full potential coming into your third season. And if you dealt with injury or whatever, this and that, or if you had a red shirt for whatever reason, then they take that into consideration, right? Because sometimes it's not your junior year that you're coming out. Sometimes it's your senior year because of injuries or situations where you decide to red shirt, right? Just like McCaskill, right? Oh, the run game, this and this, and folks are going to keep forgetting who McCaskill is.
We didn't.
And his injuries. And you forgetting that's a dog waiting to come up. Like the O-line, you forget, we have Tyler Brown, All-American. That's a dog sitting there. Yeah, we got these guys coming in, but we already have a dog, who had to sit out. Tyler Brown, All-American. He's coming up. And then we have another dog, offensive lineman, who had to sit out because of injury with a pectoral tear or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? Even if he's not 100%, dude, that's still he's still gonna be in rotation and gonna have to be dealt with. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know,
and we're getting some corners too. We're getting cornerbacks. Coach Prime, if you think Coach Prime is settled on Cormani McLean, you're crazy. Just wait till this week, the end of this, like latter part of this week, and he starts rolling out that defense like he did the offense. You will see some corners in there. I'm telling you, some corners are coming.
I'm trying to look them up, but you know, when I'm streaming video and trying to look up things on my computer, it runs slow. But because I can't think of his name right now, but we got a dog DB who was out because of injury. He had surgery in the offseason, came through, but it's like, hold on, chill out. You know, let's see how things shake out.
Yeah.
He tried to step up, and it's like, oh, we situated this too late in the season. Just hold on. So we already had a dog who was in the offseason, but set out recovering from injury. Like McCaskill just needed to sit out, go ahead and recover from his injury and work out with team and scout. So there's already still dogs that you may not be aware of because you haven't seen them, or you're not, paying attention to the well-off and reach the people and the pregame show videos. I watch all of them, you know, and I pay attention to the little things, you know. So there's a member of the Sanders family who's a dog who's, man, I'm waiting to let it shake out, let it shake out. But we got dogs who were coming off of injury, off of surgeries.
Here's my nemesis.
So yeah,
my nemesis says, the guy that thinks I don't know about football, he says Dylan Edwards comes from a strong family and strong support. Cormani is an introvert and immature. So I don't know what that has to do with football, but I guess if you want to talk about that, if you want to tackle that, what is
he's pointing right at development. Like we spoke about the other day, it's depending on where you're coming from, what your development, the main thing is the main thing, but how you develop into a full-on academic athlete, what does that look like?
At the end of the day, support matters as far as your mentality. Who, what I'm saying? Like some kids are coming out of situations where they feel like because mama's not secure, mama's not good, I'm going to have to beast out to put mama in a better position. You see what I'm saying?
But your mentality and your discipline is all keys to your drive.
Right.
You got to be, if you're self-motivated, self-driven, right? But then that's where coaches come in. But if you're falling short of the coach's standard, it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot for you every day, all day long.
So with Harold Mitchell's point, the only thing that I would say a strong family and strong support would help Cormani with would be his preparation, his work ethics. Maybe a strong family would say, okay, you got to get organized. If Cormani wasn't organized, I don't know. We don't know that part, but the idea of missing meetings, not going to meetings on time, coming late to meetings, not watching tape, that maybe speaks a little bit to the idea of strong family and support. So if he didn't have that strong family and support, and it was only mama, and mama wasn't really focused on that, she was just trying to make sure that he had food on the table, and she had to work, and he had to either go to a babysitter, because when you have a single family, you're in a single family home, you got to remember that mama has to go to work. When she's at work, where is Cormani? You see what I'm saying? So when you have that dynamic, then maybe, okay, I can see where he may be missing the idea of mama was home. She would teach you how to, make meetings on time, or press you about maybe doing certain things, and that will help you with your development. What do you think on that?
I mean, whatever it is, it was well and good enough to get him all the offers.
Well, I mean, that's football. That's the ability.
When
missing meetings is different from having the ability to play on the field.
Because what I said to you before, it's like the dumb jock days are over. We're talking about way too much money. The dumb jock thing is over with, right? Okay. So whatever his team was able to do, and him developing up his coaches and everything, there's going to be some pitfalls or shortcomings. And that's why I said We try to develop on the academic side and on the athletic side. If the athletic side is great, then you focus on the academic side to give some balance, to give the idea is for you to be 4.0 and 5-star. That's the ideal for anybody, to be optimal, trying to come into college and then trying to go into the pros where owners and GMs know they can trust who you are and trust you to do the right things for they millions and millions of dollars of investments in branding in you and their brand, right? So now Kamani is in Boulder. He's in the hands of Coach Prime and staff. He just needs to get with the program. He just needs to buy in to the program and do what he's supposed to be doing. And he's struggling doing that, and that's purely on Kamani as a young man. Now if Mama needs to show up, who I believe Mama showed up, Mama come through, that's where the support thing comes in. You have to back up that, look, we came here for a reason. This is the right place for you to be. Now you need to fall in line 100%. You need to fall in line 110%. That's where the support can come in, but he's at CU. So it's on that young man to keep it in line, keep it straight. Then the support system is a bit diminished because he's already in Boulder. He just has to buy in completely to Coach Prime and the CU program, period.
But if I can speak on that a little bit more, at the end of the day, what you come in with, your habits and bad behaviors and bad habits that you developed before you got here are the symptoms of what we witnessed, right? So is he now starting to understand that those were bad habits? Yes, because later on the second half of the season, he had to undo a lot of those bad habits. And I think that's what what's the name Mitchell was talking about, like support system. I have a 16-year-old who is messy. His room is always dirty and stuff, blah, 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 blah. But he's so smart. Like, he gets it, right? He understands, like, he's a 4.0 student. So, and he's going to private school, right? So that's like Kormani, right? Where he may not be organized and but he can play the daggone game. When he goes to high school, he can play the game, right? He's on the field. He can dominate. He comes home. When mom said you got to wake up at 8 o'clock so we can go to church, he's going to wake up at 9 o'clock. Like, so whatever transpired with his support system, giving him whatever he needed to make sure that he had those core values, that part was missing because it showed. And can we blame Mama? Maybe not. Maybe he was just a hard kid to deal with. You see what I'm saying? Maybe he has some really bad habits where Mama says do this and he doesn't listen because he was the man in high school. So being a man in high school, when you have kids that develop into stars right away, it's hard to talk to those kids because everybody's praising them.
And let me put it to you this, Harry B. When it's all said and done, right, we've already seen that Kormani has heart. And we've already had proof and shown to prove that Kormani has character, right?
Yes.
So you have the Dylan Ellowers who show up early and grind out and earn their starting spot, their freshman year. But we know in life in general, regardless, it's not exactly where you start, brother. It's how where you finish.
How you finish.
And that's where you and I are trying to get everybody to understand. Ease up, chill out, junior year. Junior year, Kamani should be starting at 100% every snap. But really, his freshman year was half a season. Just looking at it realistically, looking at it practically, his freshman year was half a year because he came in late and he struggled in multiple ways that we're discussing. So really, his freshman year is half a year, So maybe halfway through once he gets a full year behind him, halfway through his sophomore year, then perhaps you can expect him to start and be at most of all, if not every snap. Just be realistic and practical about it, right? And if you don't believe Coach Prime, oh no, Jack, you don't know what he's talking about. If you don't believe Pro Bowler Mathis, Coach Mathis, okay, I don't know about guy being hard on the guy. Just play the man. He got talent. Listen to Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter said he's not ready and was in his face and was trying to say, look, this is what we need to do. This is how we got to do it. and was coaching them up. So if you don't listen to anybody else, you best assured listen to Travis Hunter and what Travis Hunter had to say about it and how he was interacting and trying to coach up, Cormani. Okay? That's it.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this.
That's just you got to pay attention to what's going on. We bandwagon buffs. You got to pay attention to what's going on.
Calm down, Wild Dog. Wild Dog, calm down. Calm down, Wild Dog. Calm down.
No. You got to shadow somebody to class. You got to shadow somebody in meetings. What y'all talking about? You're not paying attention. We bandwagon buffs. We got to be about our team. We got to be about our players and pay attention to what's going on, man.
Calm down, Wild Dog. I got a question for you. Calm down, brother. Flock had a question first, and then we'll answer Indian Carter's question. Just answer this question: who's starting over him? And I think that's the question he had when he came on. I don't know that the starter is not in house yet. That's my answer. I don't believe that the starter is in house yet.
It's coming,
right? And then Indian Carter says Dylan Edwards started on fire, and then he ended up wet. And I can't say that word, but not today. I'm not going to lose my money on this video, so no cuss words.
It's not his fault we weren't using him properly. He's an edge runner.
You're going to take Indian first before you take Flocks?
So Indian Carter, we weren't using him properly. It's not his fault. How we were using him in game one, right? And then we lost our way.
Even Coach Prime said that.
It is what it is. You look at the highlights from TCU. And you look at the highlights from later. If you go look at CU highlights, all the highlights are there. You can even look up Dylan Edwards highlights, and it's all Dylan Edwards highlights. And you can see how he was not, wasn't used properly. It's not the man's fault. He was being asked to do things that he wasn't supposed to do because it was situations, things were lacking. We had that all over the place, right? We had that all over the place. That's why we ended up with just 4 wins. It is what it is, right? So moving forward, we got McCassell coming up. We got transfers coming in at running back. It's going to look totally different. We should be the have Dylan Edwards do what he does best, put in the best position to look good and succeed, right? And protect his brand. Same thing with Cormani, right? Why are we going to just throw him out there and just, throw him in the fire, feed him to the wolves? No, man, no. We got to protect his brand. We brought him in for a reason. We know what he's capable of. We got to bring him along in development. We got to protect his brand, okay? And put him in the best light. It's best for CU and it's best for Cormani. It is what it is.
But we also have to remember that this was a duct tape team, okay? Let's understand, please, that this was a duct tape team. Coach had to move pieces around to fill gaps that were there. If we had no DEPTH, there's absolutely no depth.
This was crazy glue and then duct tape over.
Yo, I'm telling you, this was gorilla glue. All right, they went to Africa, got some glue from Africa, and they were trying to piece. They were trying to put pieces. Bruh, we had a defensive line in Bishop Thomas that had to play on that offensive line. Let's be frank. All right, there were pieces. So I think kind of to encapsulate everything. I think I think Flock said it too, and somebody else may have said it too. If we had everybody in place and we had depth in everywhere, I think then other positions would not have been exposed.
Yeah,
I'm starting to somewhere inside of my brain is saying, okay, you might that makes a lot of sense to me. But
who's starting over Cormani?
Yeah,
Cooper, and then we got a dog, and we got a dog who was coming off of surgery and recovery, and we got somebody else coming.
Okay, so hold the line, hold the line, Wild Dog. Hold the line real quick.
Well, that's 3 right there who are going to be in rotation with him and Cormani. If we need Cormani to start, that's not a good place for us to be in.
Wild Dog, don't go away. Don't go away.
Yes, sir.
Hold the line. Hold the line. I'm going to remove you, but just stay right there. Flock, what up?
What up?
You back to defend yourself. I understand. Go ahead.
What question I'm answering?
Okay, so first of all, we had the whole Dylan. You was going off in the chat.
Oh yeah. I feel like we hyping Dylan up. I feel like we hyping him up a little bit. Now I'm not saying he's overrated. I'm not doing it. I'm saying we overdoing it on him. We gotta let him get ready too. We gotta let him become that dog too. It's a lot of stuff that he left on the table too.
Oh yeah, he left.
We ain't see his peak yet, but we ain't about to act like he freshman All-American this year. Nothing either.
Better than Kamani?
He's a good player.
Was he better than Kamani?
It's two different positions, so it's hard to. And then he got more opportunity than Kamani. He day one starter. He put up 4 touchdowns that first game, 3-4 touchdowns.
So okay, before I'll give you the mic back, but just give me 1 second because I know that somebody said the same thing. I understand that DB is different from running back, but what I'm saying is, remember Travis Hunter was also a DB, but Travis Hunter, as far as his abilities and as far as his, I don't get too spookness. All right, whatever that level of, I get spooked, and these guys are way bigger than me, and oh my gosh, I can't figure out. Oh my gosh, I'm throwing up. I know it's altitude, but
that's it. I'm not gonna look. When it comes to Colorado, that altitude is different. It's thin air.
I get it.
Do you remember the safety for the Steelers? Do you remember the safety from the Steelers, Ryan Clark? The dude lost a lung because of the altitude out there. He could never play in Denver again after that game. That altitude is real.
No, but everybody,
you do got to be in real shape for that altitude. So him throwing up means nothing to me.
Okay, so forget about throwing up. I'm talking about his readiness, his day one-ness, his I can.
All right, he might not have been day one ready, but a lot of cornerbacks is not day one ready out of high school for college. That is the hardest position. Look, I played, and when I played, my main position was cornerback. That is a hard position.
One of the hardest positions.
And it's 10 times harder when your defense not getting no pressure on that quarterback, and the quarterback got time all day. You think it's easy to run sideline to sideline, chasing after somebody? You playing cat and mouse. Essentially, go in a cage with a chicken and chase that thing around, try to go catch that. That ain't hard to do.
No,
go try to catch a squirrel. That's not hard to do.
No. Listen.
You're literally running after somebody. They can do anything. They can cut left, cut right, stop.
Bring it in.
We in a passing league.
Flock, bring it in. I'm trying to put it in perspective on the sense. I'm not saying it's not a hard position.
That's the hardest position.
Right. So, but I'm trying to put it in a perspective where we understand that. Remember, Travis Hunter came out of high school too.
That's Travis Hunter. Everybody not Travis Hunter. Yeah, everybody not prime.
That's the mark. That is the
mark. That is the mark. That is the mark. But look, just because just because you Travis Hunter, just because you Coach Prime, it means you ask because you Charles Woodson, because you're not Coach Prime. Everybody's not going to be you number one. It's number 2s and 3s for a reason too.
Nobody said he was bad. I'm saying
that's what I'm trying to say.
Starter, he can be a dog. He can be, but starting position has.
He could be a starter. You got to look like the corners that's really out here in this world. Eli Apple is out here getting starting positions, and that dude sucks in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too many good lockdown corners. You're not going to see that, especially with this pass happy league. You can't touch the receivers. You can't do anything. It's geared toward passing. The league is geared toward how many 2,000 rushing yards in FBS this year? How many 2,000-yard rushers?
I don't
think any. The top running back was Ollie Gordon, the best running back. He had 1,500 yards. You remember back in the day when Adrian Peterson and all them boys there? You seeing 2,000 rushing yards, 1,800 rushing yards? You don't see that no more. It's a passing league.
It's a passing league, but they rush so that they can make that pass available.
We don't got that rush. We could talk about rush. We don't got that rush. So guess what? Our cornerbacks is on the island longer.
We didn't want to though. That was us.
We didn't want to rush the passer, or we couldn't. Nobody wanted to get sacks, or we couldn't get sacks.
Oh, no, I'm talking about running the ball. I'm talking about running the ball.
Man, you seen that line, bro? What was our longest rush on the season? What was our longest rush on the season, man?
I'm not going there.
What was our longest rush on the season? Because those touchdowns Dylan Edwards got in that TCU game, those was all passing touchdowns. There wasn't no rushing touchdowns.
Flock, you're not ready for that conversation. I'm trying to tell you, man.
What was our, off the top of your head, what was our longest rush of the season? Who broke a long run?
I think it was 8 yards.
You say how much?
Yards. I think it was 8 or no.
Nah, it was more than that. It was more than 8 or 9 yards. We
Oh, so if you talking about Dylan Edwards? 75.
Nah, I'm talking about all our running backs. Which one of them had the longest rushing yard. You ain't seen no 80-yard run. You ain't seen none of that.
75 was Dylan Edwards.
It was what?
Dylan Edwards, TCU.
He had a. I thought he had a receiving touchdown long. He had no rushing touchdown.
Like a little shuffle pass.
That was a screen pass. That wasn't a rush.
Okay, but that's how you gotta. Dylan Edwards
that's not a rushing touchdown.
Not going down the
that's
middle.
not a rushing touchdown. Dylan Edwards didn't break a long run from the outside either. Dylan Edwards didn't break a long run from the outside either.
Shador has the most. He had the longest.
The longest rushing touchdown. What was that? Probably USC.
Shador.
That was probably USC, right? Probably like 30 yards. Come on now. You talking about
USC? But it was Shador. Shador
ran
for like 20 yards.
So the running backs ain't break nothing for a reason. Why? Because of that line.
No, that was no. I don't agree with you.
What you saying no for?
I'm saying no because I don't agree with you. We refuse to run the ball.
Okay, so each running back probably got 50 carries, 60 carries, 70 carries, 4 collective running backs. Why? So why none of them broke one long run within all those carries?
Because Deion Sanders didn't want to run the ball.
Come on, man. Our run game wasn't looking good. Our run game was not looking good. It wasn't. It was not looking good.
We averaged 4.8 yards per carry. 4.8 yards.
4.8 ain't bad. 4.8 ain't bad. But when I watch a lot of the videos, but that 4.8 could be all Shador long runs.
No. The 4.8. If you take away yards because of Shador's getting sacked, then we add a 2.1 or 2.2.
Okay, we averaged 4.1. What's the longest rush by a running back?
The longest rush was my running back?
Yeah.
You said you're not counting the shuffle pass?
No, that's a screen pass. That's not a rush.
Yards. Then it's 10 yards.
By a running back, that's the longest rush we had all season? 10 yards?
Yeah.
Ain't no way. That's terrible.
That's only terrible because they refused to run.
That's terrible. You come on, man.
We didn't
we got these guys and they can't break one long one. It's a reason for that. 10 yards is crazy. 10 yards is really.
Purple Orchid says 34 yards by Edwards. I don't remember when he did it, but it was 34 yards by Edwards. But he got that shuffle pass gave him the 75 yards with TCU.
Yeah, that was a screen pass. That was a screen pass. 34.
Yeah, okay, so we're gonna have to count rushes. So I'll say it this way: in order for us to give Dylan Edwards, who is like a buck 5 pounds, all right, to make Dylan Edwards an effective running back,
we got to use him different.
To come up with sweeps or shuffle passes.
Yeah, we need to use Dylan Edwards like Devon Achane from the Miami Dolphins. You see how they play him and Mostert? That's how we need to use McCaskill and Dylan Edwards. That's and I'm for all that. I'm for all that. I'm for all that. I don't feel like our offensive coordinator was too creative with the players we had.
Not at all.
Also.
Not at all. But are we then going to count that as a rushing yard, or are we going to count that as a pass?
What that screen pass? That's a pass all day. That going to Shador stats.
If we toss the ball to Dylan, or we give it to him in space, we're counting that as a pass, right?
If it's a pitch, it's not a pass. But if it's a screen, it's a pass.
Okay, then the only way you can use Dylan is to put him in space, and that's
you got to.
More than likely, most of his rushing yards are going to come from passes.
You got to get him outside, sweeps.
Exactly. So
put him in some slot, make him sweep from the slot, stuff like. You got to be creative with that dude. Don't run him up the middle.
But we refuse to run. So, anyways, man, thanks for calling back again. Let me bring Wild Dog on so he can finish his thoughts. Thanks, man. All right, thank you. Welcome back, Wild Dog. Thanks for holding on the line.
Oh, no problem. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So the idea. Okay. So just to wrap this up, because the title of the show is what Coach Prime needs to do on defense in order for us to get to the 12 teams that are going to make the playoff next year. This year is only 4. All right. This year we have a 4-team playoff, and the teams that made it this year are pretty strong. We believe that Florida State was snubbed. They should have definitely made it. But as far as like the 12 teams, once it goes to 12, what are we looking at? What do we need to do? What are your prescriptions for what needs to happen in order for us to get to 12, because right now, if you look on your screen, we have Michigan, Alabama, Texas, and Washington. And then number 5 is Florida. And then number 6 is Georgia, which are not in the playoffs. But Washington was Pac-12. We had to play a lot of these Pac-12 teams that were ranked top 25 AP. How are we getting to 12? How do we get in that list? What do we need to do so that we can make sure that, we're staying true to the show?
Well, I'm glad you're asking me a question. I already put the answer up in the chat earlier.
Awesome.
It's, I put that run defense equals defensive tackles, inside linebackers, and strong safety. There's levels to it.
Say that again. Run that back. Say that again.
Run defense equals defensive tackles, inside linebackers, and strong safety. That's the levels to it, right? If you get past the defensive tackles, the linebackers got to do his job. If all else fails, then it's on the strong safety to plug it up.
Okay. If we were
so that's the levels to the run defense. If you don't have any run defense,
no. Let's not go too far.
Okay.
If we were to look on our current team, do we have that right now? If we were to just take our current team, who we have right now, where do we need to fill in to make this happen? A possibility. And let's be as frank as possible, because you got 12 teams in the playoffs. For Colorado, at where we were from this year, and other teams are anteing up too. We're not the only ones that's going to ante up. Everybody else is ante up, and then we're going to a whole new conference where teams are going to be tough next year. Where are we finding this?
Right now, where it stands, with the one dog we've got, and if all the dogs right now, follow through like they've committed to sign, we're okay. We're like on par. But that's
we're
not
on par for 6 games.
That's not going to be anywhere near 12-0. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we'll still get beat up at the goal line. Right?
All right.
We can do well to battle and keep teams out of the red zone. Right? But once you get to the goal line, and then teams loading up their offensive linemen and all their hogs to punch it in, that's where we're gonna get pushed around. To just be honest. Now, and depending on what SAP is working on, and depending on, we're talking about 2024. I don't want to get into 2025, but I would look more to 2025 with SAP in action and developing the recruits coming in, and then him drawing in more, that him and Prime together, bringing in, more level dogs. I would be like, we would have a perennial playoff defense by 2025. It's a process that takes time.
So you're sticking to your 6-6. 2020, we're looking more to 2025 than 2024 for us to get into that number, that top 12 team.
Top 12, it's doable. But like you were saying earlier, it's gonna take that Prime effect. Like the Saban effect got Alabama in. Right?
Yep.
It's gonna take the Prime effect because money's money.
No, Alabama got in. Alabama won in. They didn't get it because of the Saban. They got in. They won in. They won their way in.
And Florida State. Well, that's a whole nother debate. Florida State's undefeated and conference champs.
Right, but if you win your conference,
I know they lost their QB, but that's just conjecture and back and forth. But Florida, FSU earned it, and not that Alabama's not qualified. Not that they shouldn't be there, but FSU earned it. But if it was me, I would have made the same call. But I still got to start off by saying FSU earned it. Undefeated, won their conference. It's 4. They should be in, but there's no playoff without Alabama this year, and then Georgia's off wherever, right? You expanded to 12, and if CU was anywhere near that bubble, I'm just saying it's sports entertainment.
Right. People forget that.
Entertainment. So if CU is anywhere near that bubble of the 12,
we're getting in.
You ain't got to earn your way in. If you anywhere near that bubble, right? We still going everywhere we go is sell out. Okay,
we getting in.
And record TV ratings, we done bless everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So nobody should be upset with us. Nobody should be tripping with us if you played us, because we sold out your stadium and then some, ticket scalping or whatever. We made everybody money or everywhere we went. And then TV ratings, breaking your own TV ratings. So let's it is what it is. So if CU and Coach Prime are on the bubble anywhere near around there,
anywhere,
they might very well get that.
I feel like even if we lose 3, I feel like even if we lose 3, we might get it still.
It depends on what everybody else is doing. And
right.
If you're, like I said, you in that, top 15 or whatever, you might get, whoever, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Who you dealing with, say, hey.
Fan bases are going to be crying. They're going to be saying,
might very well get the nod. Do not be smart. They'll very well get the nod.
A lot of people are going to be crying that their team didn't make it.
Yeah, so because at least at the minimum.
How did Deion get in? Deion
at least get himself in the top 15. But then the rankings and all that is just with, the strength of schedule and this and that or whatever. It's like, hey, but yeah. So, but you got that run defense. So right now, if everybody commits what we've got and the guys that come in commit, I would say we're on par, which is a level up from where we were. Mm-hmm. We're on par, right?
Okay.
But then the pass defense, that's where we can we have made up for it and this and that. The staff knows how to work with what they got. They're going to know what they have and how to, smoke and mirrors and get it done. You know what I'm saying? And then we can make some turn on some games and some guys, but that's the main thing is like what the defense is and leveling up to compete in the Power 5 and getting to the playoffs and competing for a national championship. The run defense, you got to be able to run and you got to be able to defend the run.
Okay. Well, thanks for calling him in. Let me bring on Tim. Thank you so much, man, for your points.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You. Anytime.
Right, we'll talk again. Salute. All right. So thanks to Wild Dog for calling in. We're bringing on Tim. What up with you, man?
What's up, man? Just laughing at y'all. Laughing at y'all, man.
I had to pull out the weapons for Kwamani, so I know that wasn't gonna be a popular statement, but I had to stand on it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Kwamani at the end of the day, like Wild Dog was saying, he was hitting on all cylinders, man. The other young man before him, he had some valid points as well, but when it comes to these young kids going into the next level, they've been told all their whole high school career, man, you're gonna be great. You've been hyped and pumped up so much.
Mm-hmm.
Deion Sanders knows that he is a 5-star, and the stars don't mean anything until you get out there on that field. Stars don't mean anything, but Deion knows that the kid has potential. He has a lot of potential than maybe a 2-star or a 3-star. He's just a step higher. But on the flip side of that, Deion is not gonna throw him out there, especially if he's not watching film. Like he said, you got to be watching film because somebody is finna do you on Saturday. Somebody is trying to do you on Saturday. And everybody on that team have a target on their back just because of Prime. So Prime recognizes all of that. And putting him out there is setting him up for a downfall for the simple fact you got a 4-year or 5-year veteran on the other side of that line that's 23 years old, then got a lot of the experience, then developed mentally and physically, and you got a 18-year-old, or I don't know exactly how old Kwamani is. I don't know if he's 17 or 18, but he's in that age bracket. But he's finna try to do you every single snap, and they know that. So by him getting a little bit of playing time now, like Wild Dog said, around his junior year, he's gonna be ready. But right now, I'm not bought into if he's ready or not. He was showing some improvement going into the end of the season, but I want to know if Kamani is he here? Is he there now? Is he on campus? Is he working out? Dylan Edwards is there. That separates the good from the great. It's all mental.
But the question is, the fact that Cormani McLean, like, late season, he started to show signs of being mature, understanding what Coach Prime was requiring of him. I believe he's going to be good. I know that he can play. I think people were kind of misunderstanding where we were trying to go with this. I think it's not like we're saying Cormani was trash. We're not giving Cormani the trash can. We're not doing Bubba, we're not giving him Bubba trash, right? But the idea of the expectation of getting in that top 12, getting into that top 12 is not a game. I think we're looking at it in a way where we're thinking, oh, this is going to be a cakewalk or something. Like, even though we came close to some of those games that we won last year or this year, it could have went either way. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like we're all the way ready. Colorado is not all the way ready.
No, they some players off, man. And Coach Prime said he gonna look for a starting DB. That right there says a lot in itself. He ain't trying to. I don't think Coach Prime in his mind, he knows that he's some.
Just a few players away. So Tim, your audio went out. So Tim, correct the audio and come back. Wild Dog, I'm bringing you back on. You still here? You still there, Wild Dog?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
So, Tim's audio. What do you think about what Tim was saying? He's going to come back when he's.
So I think Tim knows, like Coach Prime said, that Coach Prime said he put out there that he's looking for a starting DB, and then I'm hinting at the fact that one is coming. And that's what I said a little bit earlier. That one is coming. A starting DB is coming. And then we got someone who should be a dog, who was coming off a surgery and spent last year recovering and on the scout team.
So wait. So then that's confirming what I've been saying. Well, I mean, I'm a genius.
So we got one coming up from surgery, already on the team. And then Coach Prime is already looking for, and then I'm hitting. That's the best I can do. That a starting DB is coming.
When did Coach Prime said that he's bringing another DB, a starting DB?
Oh, I can't.
So that Texas True says he's trying to replace Stoudemire, not Cormani.
Right.
But what do you mean by replace? Because it's a rotation. That's what we're talking about. There's a difference between saying I'm the starter and you got to rely on me for a majority of the reps versus me being in rotation and me getting a lesser percentage of the snaps. It's levels to this, right?
Right.
So you just want to jump and say, oh, he's a starter. Well, he has the potential to be a starter. He will be a starter. I'll even give him halfway through the coming season based on everything that's transpired and what we know the time it takes to develop. Give the man a year. His first year was really half a year, is what I'm saying. The practical side of it. Give him by mid-season next year to maybe be to earn the bona fide starting number one position, getting a higher percentage of the snaps. The man is already in rotation. He's not going to lose his job being in rotation.
Rotation is good.
But if we have to rely on him to start, we are not going to rely on him to start.
That's what I'm saying. And then we got Cooper. Was Cooper hurt?
We got a dog coming up. Cooper got banged up. And there was only one play.
Number 3 is Cooper.
One play where Cooper lost his footing, where he just straight got burnt and made everything look bad. Other than that, Cooper's fairly solid.
Okay, so Tim, what do you think about that? Let me bring Tim back in. Tim, what do you think about that?
Say that again, Wild Dog. I'm sorry, I got disconnected. Somebody called. So,
but we're not even relying on Cooper to start. I think maybe that's where people are getting misunderstood. Who's gonna start ahead of him? Because who will start ahead of the Kamani is not working for us. But no, we're not counting. It's not what we're gonna go into in 2024. We have a dog coming up from surgery, had the whole year to recover and work out, and then hint, hint, there's already somebody coming.
Wait, so you don't even think Cooper started? You don't think Cooper starts back again?
I mean, honestly, I feel like the spring is going to tell it all. It's kind of hard to make a prediction because once all these players, the one that he's going to bring in, because this weekend he's going to bring in some dogs, man, some DBs. Everybody ain't no lockdown corner. Travis Hunter ain't even no lockdown corner. But
fighting words.
No. Let me say this.
D Will is on it. D Will is on it.
Right. QBs.
I didn't want to say it. Don't forget about Craig.
QBs just know, okay, I'm not going to test him too many times because of the mentality that he has. He knows how to show man to man to drop back off into a zone and make a pick. Like, Komani is not there yet. I feel like he's going to get there, but I feel like some of the guys that he's going to bring in now, depending on how they do in spring, and Komani may just show tremendous heart, everything that Prime been looking for from the beginning from him, and he may just prove everybody wrong and become that dog, but the spring is going to tell it all.
Well, I don't think he's going to prove anybody wrong. He's going to fulfill his potential, his expectations, because everyone has high expectations for Kamani, and he will fulfill those expectations. But let's slow down and temper it. But junior year,
yes, I agree.
When he's earned his draft position, okay.
I understand that too, but I also understand that Deion Sanders, he doesn't look at whether you're a freshman, a sophomore, a junior, or a senior. He looking at, can you ball out?
Good point.
He don't care about the 5-star. He don't care about, because I heard y'all talking about Dylan Edwards. Dylan Edwards is a small back. He's not no downhill running in between the tackle type of running back. He's let me get him out in space, and then he can create whatever he want to create because of the speed that he got. Last year against TCU, they got him out in space. That's how he was able to showcase his talent. Then they shied away from it going into the end of the year. They didn't use him the right way.
Don't get me started on them getting flustered and not understanding what's working and then going away. Don't get me started, because I can preach on that all day, my Lord.
Go ahead. I'll pass around the collection plate.
No, man, I second that motion. It's like, look, when something worked, they just went away from it.
And short yardage, and there was even times where Dylan Edwards still crunched out 3 yards. I mean, come on, and that's not the man's game. But he still, did what he was asked to do as best he could. Yeah. So I mean, there's still to be credit for that. You know?
And Dylan Edwards is a different type of soul to me. I watch how he carry himself. He getting recognized in the classroom. He kind of stays to himself. It seems like he doesn't really too much care about the spotlight. His end goal is what he care about. Right now, he's just doing whatever it takes to get there.
And look, if you pay attention to the videos, right? He's there.
He is. Mentally,
off in the cut, there. Chill. And if you look at some of those, if you pay attention, because based on his silhouette, because I watched Dylan Edwards since he was a kid, right? I've seen him play since he was a kid, okay? And so when Bucky's going through the gym and messing with Coach Mo, guess whose silhouette do I see over in the back corner? You got to pay it. If you're going to be a bandwagon buff and spend the time to watch the videos and everything, just slow down a little bit. It doesn't even hurt to watch the video a second time, right? This is our hobby. This is our passion, right? So slow it down a little bit and what people are saying and what you see in the background, okay?
So
the season's over. Who's still around? Dylan Edwards. Who am I seeing over back in the corner in the gym still working out? Oh, come on now, dog.
Let's talk about this.
It is.
I think Surf, he hit onto something here. We need to talk about this because I think people are missing the point. The overarching point is DEPTH, and I'm not going away from that. DEPTH is important on this level of college football. We have to understand that DEPTH is like the king of all of this. If you paid any attention to this season, DEPTH is what bit us in the butt. It's the reason why I keep saying we were a duct tape team. It's because we had no depth. Because when somebody went down, Coach Prime had to plug somebody in from a whole nother position. He didn't even have enough guys on the linebackers position to be able to. He had to plug somebody from his daggone safety position. DEPTH, like Surf is saying, I think people have to understand. Even with a Cormani, even with the Travis Hunter, we need 2 more of those guys. 2 more. Guys, when Travis Hunter went down, we lost like mad games. You have to understand, we lost mad games. When Cooper went down, we lost. I mean, I'm telling you, without depth, it's hard to win games because you're only trusting one guy. And when something happens to that guy, we're out. Like, our team is finished at that position.
Hey,
so understand that.
Hey, Harry, I don't mean to interrupt, but
Go
what
ahead.
you were just talking about depth. I seen you post the board of the top 12 without depth, and I know Wild Dog can testify to this. You don't make it to a conference championship. You don't make it to a playoff. You may not even make it to a bowl game.
Hey, you saw what happened when CSU targeted Travis Hunter.
Yes.
And what it did to us.
Man. And I
mean, it's right there. It's right there for everybody to see and understand.
It is. And then on top of that, schools like your Alabamas, your LSUs, they got a warehouse full of DBs that this one just went down. Nick Saban, he don't even look. He looks out there on the field if you pay attention to him, and he'll look at, okay, he's getting back up, but he's hurt. Okay, he ain't dead. So okay, let me go in the warehouse and hey, you up next. Come on, you a 5-star, come on. And put them out there. We don't have it.
The Alabama and Georgias, you got 4 or 5 stars just sitting there waiting to play behind,
Till they what?
They got to wait till their junior year to even get on the field.
I got to go point. Wait. I got to go point. Let me just make this point. Why is it that every time you get one of these Alabama or Georgia guys to jump into that transfer portal, and they're just a second or third string, why do everybody go crazy for them?
Because they dogs.
They dogs.
I'm telling you.
Well, they got 0 snaps, so they only had 3 snaps.
They played 3 snaps. And they'll play 3 snaps. If they're leaving Alabama, Georgia, or Texas, one of those SEC teams, everybody goes crazy for them. Like, where are they going to land at? These dudes become instant stars.
But they're sitting behind All-Americans.
Exactly. And some of them don't even have any film as far as college. They have to go back and look at their high school film.
Exactly. When we make these videos, we got to go play their hurdle highlights because we have nothing on them. So we can't make no film. We can't make no good video to show you guys, hey, we're getting this guy from Alabama. Okay, did he play any snaps? No, but he's coming from Alabama. They got depth. They got DEPTH. You need depth to win anything.
And Harry, this is why I'm saying that,
Flock is coming back on. Go ahead, guys.
It's what I'm saying, that it's not in the best interest to see you that we need Carmani to start. We cannot need Carmani to start. Okay?
He's not starting.
He may be a starter. He may go somewhere else and be a starter. But for what Coach Prime is trying to do, win now and get to the playoffs and get his peg into a bowl game, needing Carmani to start is not a good look. And that's why I said the other day, needing him to start is not a good look. Well, he's just yeah, that's great. But needing a freshman
But no, we need him.
But needing him to start is not a good look.
But we don't have a choice.
If we got a starting 5 offensive line that doesn't include Seaton, that's wonderful. That's telling you something. That's telling you that we're ready. That's telling you that we're ready.
Oh, that's
if
a
you
good
got
point.
a 5-star plus
that's a good point.
coming off the bench, that's what you want. Ooh. That's what Alabama got.
That's how they win all them championships.
Okay? And if Carmani is leveled up, yes. But if we have to rely on him to start, no. That's not it. That's not it.
And I think Dion understands that because, you know, he always talk about the Aflac commercials and who he be talking to, which is Nick Saban. And when them kids come in to visit their schools, they taking pictures with holding 3 championships trophies in their hand. So right there, Nick Saban, he's bringing in all these 5-star recruits, and he's building up his warehouse. So when he need them to touch the field, they have development. And that's how they win in championships, with development in his warehouse supply.
Yes.
Flock has joined the conversation, so we're gonna pass the mic around. Go ahead, Flock.
This ain't 2007 no more. It's like the transfer portal. They gone. They not 5-star third strings no more. They not. They gone. They not staying there. You think
you're saying Georgia and Alabama?
Georgia and Alabama. It's not that no more. I think Alabama got 2 starting linebackers from Georgia.
But that's why we're snatching them up, bro. That's why we got.
So it ain't 5-star on 5-star no more. It's evening out. That's why Nick Saban was so mad at Prime when he got Travis Hunter and NIL like that. So it's not going. Even look at it like this: Florida State lost a quarterback. Look how they dropped off. They just don't have 5 stars on 5 stars no more because they're able to leave now. If you remember a few years back before the transfer portal and all that. Remember, Nick Saban made Jalen Hurts stay as a backup. Jalen Hurts wanted to leave. He said, "I'm not signing your letter of intent. I'm not." So you can't look at even Jalen Milroe when they put him on the bench. That next quarterback was a complete drop off at the top school, Alabama. It's just not that no more. They can't stack 5 stars no more. People are out. They want that playing time.
I want to ask you a question, and you just said that he doesn't have those 5 stars,
backups
no more.
Yeah.
Okay. Jalen Hurts left and went to Oklahoma, right?
And started.
Right. Yeah. And started. Exactly.
Yep.
But when he left, did Alabama fall off?
That's because they had a starter. Jalen Hurts was the backup. They had Chewy. He took his spot.
That's because he had that warehouse stocked.
Chewy took his spot when he was there. It was over for him. That's what happened.
But he was up under him also
and took his spot. That's why he left.
But he
took his spot.
He took
his spot. He took his spot. He took his spot early.
Okay, the Georgias and Alabamas, instead of being, 4 or 5 stars deep, they're going to be 2 5 stars deep.
Look at that quarter.
But you're proving our point is like Hurts left, right? Because he was a starter sitting behind someone. That's why I said the other day, sometimes the starters that Coach Prime is looking for is sitting on the bench, maybe at the end of the bench, waiting their turn to play. But with a transfer,
we not that deep yet. We not that.
I'm just saying they can enter the portal and then go start.
We not that deep yet where our backups go leave and go start somewhere else. Not really. Unless it's the ass school.
I'm not talking about us. I'm saying Coach Prime knows that you got starters who haven't played or sitting waiting to play and snatch them up.
That was the strategy.
They're in rotation, but they're not starting.
It's plenty of good quality. It's plenty of good quality players as 2nd and 3rd strings. I'm just saying they're not 5 stars. They're not 5 stars. 5 stars gonna want to start right now.
Well, let me say starters.
Look at the quarterback. Look at the quarterback that Look at the quarterback that Nebraska is flipping from Georgia. He about to go to Nebraska, who's ass, because he don't want to sit behind Beck.
Are you talking about Ohio State quarterback?
Nah. He's committed to Georgia. He's committed to Ohio State first. He flipped to Georgia. Now he about to flip to Nebraska. 5-star, #1 quarterback in the recruiting class.
Is star important or starter important? What's important, stars or starters?
You said what's more important?
Yeah, what's more important, to have a starter on your team or a 5-star, unproven 5-star, or a starter?
It just depends on the player. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie.
Komani was a 5-star. Would you take Komani over a guy that started, a cornerback that started?
You gotta tell me what cornerback, because it's just whatever floats your boat. You gotta tell me what cornerback. There's some starters out there. There's some starters out there that I would not take. That's getting torched.
Okay, we are bandwagon buffs. Coach Prime said he's looking for starters.
Right.
Whether they're actually starters or they have.
Komani gonna be a starter though, so it's all good. He's gonna be a 5-star starter.
Prime is looking
whatever it is you smoking, don't smoke it when we have break bread or something.
So you got okay. So you said, I guess you said some dogs coming off surgery. What type of surgery did this dog have?
I'm not saying nothing.
Game stopping surgery.
I'm not talking medical. I'm not doing anything.
I want to know what type of surgery he had. Come on, because everything you don't recover and bounce back to yourself like that off surgery either.
Okay, let me put it to let me put it to you. I get this is the best.
Exactly.
This is the best. Exactly. You got McCaskill, so there's.
I know it could be a reason.
Surgery. Okay, let me put it to you this way, and let me not get myself in trouble. I don't mean literal trouble, but it's about relationships. Right?
Oh yeah.
But listen to me, right?
I'm listening.
There's a cousin of the Sanders on the team.
Yep.
Okay.
Wait, what are we talking about?
All right, now we don't even gotta go that deep into it. We don't gotta go that deep into it.
If you're a bandwagon buff, someone in the chat knows what I'm talking about.
I know you talk. Yeah.
Hey, Wild Dog, I'm from Dallas, so I know exactly who you're talking about.
I'm in the Dallas area. I've been in Texas since 1989.
So you know.
I've known the Sanders. Look, I'll put it to you like this. I'm a chaplain. I'm a volunteer chaplain. As a chaplain, I'm a volunteer chaplain. I got my training and endorsement at Trinity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where did the boys play?
Trinity.
Come on now.
Wait. Y'all not gonna be talking no codes around here, okay?
I'm giving my
it ain't no code. It ain't no codes.
I'm giving my resume.
Okay.
Yeah, he ain't no codes.
Hey, Tim or Flock, is the name on the screen right now? Can anybody confirm the name on the screen?
I can't do that.
I can't confirm that.
Come on.
I don't have no insiders. I'm a fan. I don't got no. I just like football.
Let Trader have it. Let Trader have it. Go with it. Let Trader have it. Go with it. No, I'm not. We can do a whole show.
Okay. All right. Can I ask this question then? Can I ask this question then? Is this dog proven on the FBS level?
Trader pays attention to details.
You heard me? You heard my question?
Is he
a proven FBS player? He proven at the D1 level already?
Yeah, go ahead. Well, don't back down there.
I just want to know. Look. I'm trying to defend Kamar. I'm trying to defend Kamarni, who's not. You feel me? He hasn't.
Wild Dog wouldn't be bringing it up.
Folks hating on. It's a lot of hate about nepotism going on right now. I'm not trying to feed into that either, right? But when it comes into the secondary, keep it in the family.
What?
They know how to play. Hey, expect Shiloh. Expect Shiloh to have like 3 pick sixes.
Now I want him to have 10. I want to have 10 pick sixes.
And it's cousin to be on shine.
So we got a Sanders cousin that a young. Hey, okay, all right, cool. Now, see when we don't know all the information.
Who can you trust? Who can you?
Okay. So we got a dog in the family line. All right, I want to see him play. I want to see him do good.
Wait a minute.
Fact. If he better than Kamani, he gotta start. But I'm gonna still defend Kamani for who I seen this past season who played.
No, you ain't gonna defend Kamani. We talking about it's all about the process. He only had half a season.
Nah, fact.
That's what it is.
Nobody
so give him until the middle of next season. We talked about the process. It's nothing changed for Kamani or anybody else. Whether you're 3-star or 5-star, it takes time to develop. The more potential you got, you don't come out the gate with everything. You develop into yourself. You fulfill your potential.
No, fact.
That's why we were talking about the junior year, right? So all the stuff about starting, that's not even in the best interest of Kamani, right? You got to protect his brand, protect his highlight reel, and put it in rotation.
You do need some game time play though. That helps. That game time, them lights.
We're not talking about starting or bench. He's in rotation. He will stay in rotation. What's the problem?
So you think there's no possible way he can earn a starting spot, no matter what he do?
I just say look for him to earn a starting spot mid-season next year. But coming out the gate, it's not a good sign for CU.
So no matter what he do this spring, there's no way he's starting. That's what you're saying.
No, I don't believe that.
It's not about
that. He could come in there, get his little study. He can get his film time in, all that. Ain't no way. Come shut down the top corner, all that. It just ain't no way he can start. That's what he's saying.
Hold on, Wild Dog. Let Tim answer that. Let Tim answer that, Wild Dog. Tim, what do you think?
Him starting at the beginning of the season?
Yep.
No, I can't see him. I can't see him starting the beginning of the season. I feel like it's some development that he still needs. It's some things that he's lacking as a DB. I mean, I didn't play it in college, but I played it a little bit in high school. But I was more of a wide receiver and slot receiver. But I do know the position, and there's some things that he's just lacking as a DB. And like I said in the beginning, he's been gassed up so much in high school. Now Dion is changing your whole style up. If you watch some of the videos, and he's telling him, "Hey man, you need to get up off your heels. You need to get up off your heels." That's DB 101. There's some things that he's just lacking to get him that starting position right now.
We're talking about Cormani McLean. We're talking about Cormani McLean starting. For those of you who are a little confused about what's going on right now, in 2024, Coach Prime has a mandate that it's an expectation, guys. It's an expectation for us to make that top 12, guys. I really want people to really lock in on top 12. It's a mandate. It's an expectation for us to make the 12-team playoff. In order for us to make that 12-team playoff, we need some very strong pieces, not pieces that are in development. I'm talking about pieces that are ready to start right now. And unfortunately, I brought it up, and Cormani McLean got caught in the crossfire. Unfortunately, we're not saying that Cormani McLean cannot play. Please, guys, let's understand. Cormani is in rotation. He earned that. We're not taking that away from him. He earned rotation.
Yes.
Earning rotation, being the sixth man, is not bad at all.
Nah, it ain't bad at all.
Being the number 6 man is not bad. Coming off the bench, at least you're playing. But we're talking about a starter like Travis Hunter, a starter like Shiloh, a starter, somebody we know that we're not going to be having a heart attack because that other team is killing him, eating his lunch.
Hey, anybody can get their lunch any given Sunday.
That's not the point.
Given Sunday, because I watch every player on Colorado at least one time get their lunch 8.
Every DB.
Travis Hunter, one of the best cornerbacks in the nation, but he did allow 300 yards. That's unheard of.
Why are you stuck on that? You're missing.
No. Y'all stuck on last season, right? Cormani.
That's the point.
I'm not missing the point. I'm just saying, any given Sunday, you got to come out there and ball. You got to put it on. You got to come out there and ball at the end of the day. 300 yards on her. Hey, Prime never let up 300 yards, did he?
But Prime also said that he thinks All-American
is
going to be better than him.
Nah, Travis Hunter is a dog. Travis Hunter's good, but don't act like nobody don't got no flaws now.
Did you
don't do that?
Said,
that's the nature of the DB. That's the nature of the game.
The hardest position. Yeah, the hardest position.
The game. You're going to get called. You're going to get busted.
Yeah, the hardest position. But yeah, we can go through it all. We can go through the top corner, see if they ever allowed 300 yards. Charles Woodson in college, Champ Bailey's, all that. We can do that.
Point, though.
Huh?
Hey,
the point is every player has a flaw. That's the point. That's what I'm saying. We all got to get better. We all got to get better. I'm a fan of everybody. We all got to get better. I want to see CU win.
Let Tim take it. Tim,
all I'm asking is just imagine that the secondary is so strong
that Carmani's a backup.
That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, that's great. If we got look, that's great. That's great. That's great. I'm with all that. And imagine the secondary that even Travis is the backup. That's even greater, right?
Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. If we get a secondary that Travis is the backup,
then we dogs. We the best in the nation. We the best in the nation. All right, so let's do that. Let's go for that then. Hey, get somebody that's better than everybody on the team. Let's make Shador back up too.
Let's let Tim have his thought. Go ahead, Tim.
But no, I was just gonna say, I mean, he sounded like a real Carmani fan, but when you talk about some of the great DBs, I mean, and playing the position of defensive back, like it's not all about talent at the end of the day.
I know. I play corner. I know.
Yeah, it's not all about talent, and that's why I'm gonna stem back to what I said before. Like, it's just gonna take some time. Like, it's some more development needs to happen, and he'll get there because he is a good DB. It's just developing. That's all I can say. It's developing.
A shooter. In 2025, imagine that secondary that strong with Kamani starting in 2025.
Yeah, the day we get a secondary, the day we get DBs, or we got a strong defensive line where Travis Hunter is a backup. Dang, yo. I think black people.
That's some old Bama days right there. That's before the portal right there.
We would have Coach Prime would have another black president. He would nominate another black president.
That's that old Miami Hurricanes team with Sean Taylor backing up Ed Reed.
Bruh.
There you go.
Fly.
We're already.
All day.
We're gonna have to get armed security guards to protect Prime.
Hey Harry.
Yeah, Tim.
Hey, let me say this. I know you're talking about the topic of the show of how to improve that defense.
How do we get to 12? How do we get to the group of 12?
Right, and you're gonna need number one, you're gonna need that dog DB who understands that position and is a senior. I'm gonna use the title a senior at that position. So that then seen a lot of different football.
Now you don't need a senior.
Hold on.
I got a rebuttal.
All right, guys, we got 5 minutes.
Go ahead.
Not a senior. You need a grad student.
Yeah,
we already have them. We already have them.
Exactly. So
we already have
a grad.
We already have a grad student holding down the secondary.
Right, and I'm gonna say
linebackers.
I'm gonna say this real quick, Harry, and I'm gonna shut up. But Deion Sanders is creating that pipeline through Texas, and you can address to me, Wild Dog. You're gonna understand what I'm saying. I hope he can try to flip this kid from Duncanville, which is an edge rusher, number 8. You know who I'm talking about, Wild Dog?
He going to Texas, right?
He's committed to Texas, but I hope that they can flip him in the end. But Harry, I'm gonna send you some footage.
Okay.
This weekend, I'm going out to the Cowboys Stadium to watch Sock play DeSoto in Duncanville, but I can't forget about a school out of Houston called North Shore. West.
I'm gonna try to drag my son out there.
I'm talking
I know my son will be tired Friday after the basketball game, but I'm looking to be out there. You might see me out there.
Okay, cool. But Harry,
yeah,
I'm gonna send you some footage, man, and you only. So keep an eye on your email.
okay.
Hey, they sent me out to a high school game, and it wasn't for me. I went to a high school game to check out a player, and it wasn't for me. And I'll leave it at that.
You'll leave it at that. You always leave it at that. Y'all crazy, but I gotta go ahead. You got look.
Y'all be blessed.
Panel. Listen, man, I gotta hand it to y'all because the first time I tried this multi-panel thing, I don't know if we weren't mature enough to handle it, but you guys were mature enough, and you guys were so responsible. You handled this multi-panel very well. This is my first time trying my second time trying it. You guys knocked it out the park. So I gotta have you guys on again. So
appreciate it, man.
What's up?
Agree to disagree.
Thank you so much, man. Listen, I got to end the show for right now, man. But we did a great job today. Thank you so much, guys. Flock, I appreciate you. Wild Dog,
you're ready.
Yo, guys, thank you so much, man.
Peace.
Yo, y'all have a wonderful day.
Let's.
Oh man, that was a great show, man. You guys really like, the things we need to do to make sure that Coach Prime gets in. And what my guy Surf said Coach Prime has done it again. Okay, Surf said Coach Prime has done it again. Harry B. Coach Prime did it again with a mandate to make the playoffs. He's already written a check that will be used against them all season as bulletin board material. I get it, I understand, but I think we can do it because we have the wherewithal. We had the pieces in house. We got to utilize them very well. If we don't utilize the pieces that we get, no matter how great the pieces we get, no matter how great they are, Coach Prime has to coach better, all right? Coach Prime definitely has to coach better. That's one thing, and I said it. You can go ahead and put that on me. Coach Prime has to coach better. We got to get 2 more Travis Hunters on the DB, all right? 2 more Travis Hunters. This is my proclamation. It starts with Coach Prime coaching better, 2 more Travis Hunters, 1 more Shiloh at the safety position. We got to replace the entire DB line. We got to replace the entire linebacker room. We got to replace that, and then whatever they do with the trenches when Warren Sapp comes. That's the prescription for us to get there. Offenses win games. Defenses are the ones that win championships. That's the only way that we'll do it. That's why I had this show. So the rest of this week, we're now going to start seeing what Coach Prime does to answer the questions of everything we talked about today, all right? Bringing in pieces that can take care of business right away. Because if you're going to win now, if you're going to put that target back on our back, like Surf is saying, if you put that target back on our back, you better be doing something to answer these questions that we addressed today in this live. But I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow at noon. You know who I am. We had a great panel today. Please remember to email so you can call in when it's time to call in. You know who I am. I'm Harry B. And that right there was the Liberian perspective. Thank you for viewing the show and being a part of this. TLP Sports Club. Blah.